to be here tonight. This is the inaugural Print Money Team Hangout, and we got a lot of stuff to cover tonight. It has been a whirlwind even getting to this point tonight. You guys wouldn't believe it. Trust me, you would not believe what it took to get tonight started. I'm excited to be here tonight. I got a lot of ground to cover. So I want to first of all thank you so much for being patient. For those of you that have been waiting on us, I've been having some technical difficulties on the back end, and I had the brilliant wisdom of Tanisha and Carly helping me out, and so we finally were able to navigate through all of that. So hopefully tonight, the rest of the way, it'll be smooth sailing. We got all the rough waters out of the way. We launched the Print Money Formula, or I launched the Print Money Formula maybe 2 months ago, and the Print Money Formula was something that has been with me my whole entire life. I mean, literally from the time I was 12 years old, when there was a little girl in my neighborhood who had a friend come over to her house visiting, and you know, she had a bike and her friend didn't have a bike, and I had a bike, and the little girl said, well, I wish I had a way to get her on a bike, and I said, well, if you got me a couple dollars, I can rent you my bike. So I've been printing money since I was 12 years old. When I was in college at 18, it was before computers. Carly liked that one. You like that one, Carly? When I was in college at Ohio State back in 1991, before the internet was even public, there was a guy in the dorm next to me that had a PC. We had all marveled at what the thing was, and we figured out that you could actually type on it, like, you know, like print and type, and I could type like 90 words a minute. So I actually went next door with this guy and asked him, would it be okay if I use his computer to print and type papers for people? He let me do it for free. So I was typing papers in college with somebody else's computer, and he didn't even ask me for money. He probably didn't even understand what he had his hands on. But my point is, I could give you story after story. I stood in front of a clothing store, and I sold fragrance samples, those little samples that you would normally get free back in the day. I had ordered a big lot of those things, and I called them miniatures. I renamed them miniatures. And I was competing with the guy selling the fake oils. And I used to make $100 a day selling miniatures. The list goes on. So this whole idea of a print money formula for me it's been like a lifestyle in a sense, because I've been doing it since I was a kid, and I didn't even understand what it meant to print money. So over the last couple years, you guys know this from the original webinar, I've been mentoring people, entrepreneurs, and the money issue has always been at the forefront of how they were blocked from going forward. And so I've been teaching them what I've been teaching you guys in the Print Money Formula, sort of just piecemeal, just as a part of the process to get them off of square one and get them going. So just to be honest with you, God gave me the idea to come up with a strategy to teach people how to do this, and the Print Money Formula was born. So you guys are benefiting from something that really was birthed in me as a way to help people to get off of square one financially. And tonight you're going to hear from a couple of people who have not only gotten off of square one, you know, they've done extremely well, and they're not the only ones. They're just currently a couple of people who are regularly posting in our Facebook group and sharing with all of us their success. All right, so tonight here's what I'm going to cover. First of all, I'm going to do some recognition. I think recognition is cool, right? And I'm going to do some recognition of those who have actually gotten what we call a reality check. And if you're new to the Print Money Team, you don't know what that is, I'll come back to that. So I'm going to do some recognition and talk about the reality checks. I'm going to invite my guests to come out and share a couple things. I'll probably do just a bit of an interview style to get them talking about their experience. And then I'm going to do a little teaching tonight. And I want to talk about money tonight, obviously. You know, it's a good subject to talk about, but there's some specific things about money that I want to cover. All right, and then I'm going to jump off into launching tonight's help desk concept, which some of you have heard me talking about, but don't have any idea how it works or what it's supposed to entail. And tonight you're going to get a bird's eye view of that and also benefit from that. Then I got one final big surprise at the end that I think you guys will love, all right? So with that being said, let me first of all introduce my two guests tonight. Most of you know who these ladies are. They participate actively in the group. I'm honored to even know them and to work with them and to see them take what I've taught and actually use it and use it at a high level. You know, the greatest compliment that you can give any mentor is to do what they teach you to do. A real quality mentor cares more about your results than anything else. They care more about that than money, than buying things, and they want to get out of bed and believe and know that their people are taking what they're teaching them and getting a result. And so the only way we'll know is that if you go out and take action on that. So they are not the only two taking action on it. It's just the two that have had the most prominence and the most documented success. So first of all, I want to introduce to you my buddy out of, are you in California, Tanisha? I should have asked you that beforehand.
Yes,
All right.
I'm in California.
All right, my buddy from all the way from the state of California, Miss Tanisha Toole. Tanisha, say hi to everybody.
Hey, everybody. What's going on?
All right, that's Miss Tanisha Toole. And next up, I have a young lady who I met through an amazing couple. They're not a couple, but a team couple from Trent Wyman and Kenya Alu. And that will be Miss Carly Hahn. Now, Carly, I have no idea where you're at. Where are you located?
I am in Arizona.
Arizona. All right. So that's Miss Carly Hahn out of Arizona. Both of these ladies have been a tremendous asset to our Facebook group, and I just thank both of you for coming out tonight. Before we get started, I want to give you two an opportunity to maybe say a few words to kind of get this thing jumped off. So, Tanisha, I'll let you go first. Anything you want to share before we get rolling?
Oh man, I'm just really, really, really excited. Just this, I couldn't wait for tonight. You know, this thing has changed my life, and I just want to say thank you, and I'm just excited. Let's get this thing going.
Excellent, Carly. What you got?
Oh my God, I have been so excited. I've been counting the hours for this thing. So yeah, I'm absolutely excited for the opportunity. And Larry Beecham, you have changed the whole game for me. Let me tell you.
I appreciate that. But we'll dig into that, what that means here in just a little bit. So I am searching for something. And ladies and gentlemen, I want to just say that tonight's webinar is going to be relatively off the cuff, although I prepared because of the technical difficulties. It threw a curveball into what I wanted to do. But, you know, let me just say this. Whenever you're embarking on something huge, sometimes you may call it historic, sometimes you may call it groundbreaking, there's typically going to be challenges and obstacles that come up. People tend to do, though, is they get emotional. This the last thing that you want to do is get emotional. You want to take a posture that you expect stuff to happen. And I do expect stuff to happen. When I say expect stuff to happen, I mean bad stuff to happen, negative stuff to happen, catastrophes. Now, that doesn't happen all the time. Sometimes it's just little inconveniences, like tonight was a little inconvenience. But what I discover is that most people do the proverbial making a mountain out of a molehill. In other words, there's a lot of people who would not have been able to overcome some of the stuff that we dealt with tonight and would have come frazzled and all twisted up and jacked up. But the heart of a champion is to recognize that even though you prepare for the fight and even though you get in the ring prepared to win, sometimes you get hit with a punch you didn't see coming. Sometimes you get knocked down from that punch. But your instincts as a champion are going to get you to think about one thing, and that's to rise back up to your feet and beat the 10 count and keep on fighting until you can win the fight. So tonight we took a punch. But I need you to understand that as you are creating your products, as you're creating your programs, as you're learning the process, you are going to get punched. You're going to get punched by circumstances. You're going to be punched by situations and people. You know, some stuff is not going to work out the exact way you intended to. Some stuff may not work out at all. And you might have to start all the way over. But you got to decide in advance that no matter what you face, that you're in it to win it. No matter what you face. I wouldn't have come this far in the last 5 years as a marketer if I didn't have that attitude. And if I had time, I would give you a bunch of crazy stories about that. But that's not the nature of tonight's call. All right, but let me just do this. Let me jump into the first section of our call tonight. I wanted to take an opportunity to do recognition. I know that no matter what a person participates in, especially in the industry of the home-based business, work-at-home industry, whenever someone can be recognized, it is like gasoline on a fire. It's like the most amazing thing. Sometimes people move faster and more committed from recognition than they do from a paycheck. It's kind of weird that way, but there's this old saying that, you know, men die for it and babies cry for it, and that's recognition. And so tonight, I'm going to do my best to recognize as many people as I possibly can. I asked you guys to make it easy for me and comment in the Facebook group. So if you are out there and you have made money, you know, since you joined the Print Money team, real quick, put that on Facebook if you're watching me right now, because I'm looking at Facebook and I want to just kind of go down the line and just mention a couple names. First of all, I want to mention Miss Sonia Jennings. You know, Sonia has been posting on a regular basis in our Facebook group. I want to congratulate you, Sonia, on getting your first reality check. Now, before I go any further, I forgot. Remember, we're off the cuff. Let me explain the reality check for those of you that don't know. This actually was birthed from my wife. My wife actually said to me in conversation, and she kind of said it in passing, and I latched onto her like, what'd you just say? And she said, the people in the group need to get a reality check, which means they need to take the knowledge that you teach them, go and apply it, and no matter what amount of money they receive, that is their reality check. It is a check or it is a payment that proves that what they have is real value. That's a reality check. So in our group, in our Facebook group, we don't care if you made $1 or $100. We need you to make sure you let us know that so that we can acknowledge your first reality check. If you remember back when I was a kid, maybe same where you live, people who owned a brand new storefront business, when they opened the doors, when that first dollar came in, what did they do? They took it and they came in. You could go into some businesses and that dollar's been hanging there for 40 years. And it's sort of symbolic and a bit superstitious for people to do that because it's designed to be that thing that says, hey, we are in business. This dollar proves that we're in business. And so your reality check proves that you're in business by monetizing your mind and all that you are. So, again, Sonia Jennings, thank you so much for being committed to the print money formula and getting your first reality check. The next person I'm going to recognize is Desiree, and she has her last name as Inspires. I'm sure that's not her real last name, but you know who you are. I want to congratulate you on working hard to apply the principles and get your first reality check. I want to recognize Mr. Torrance Bass for taking action on the information and getting his first reality check. You know, some people have struggled to really figure out what it is that they can do to monetize themselves, and I just want to say that it's a great pleasure to see people overcome that obstacle. And so, Torrance, congratulations. Sister Barlow, I want to congratulate you on your first reality check. You know, I've been seeing you post on a regular basis, encouraging others, and that's been awesome to see you do that. Mr. Kyle Shaw, congratulations on your first reality check. Proud of you, my friend. Miss Sherry King, I want to congratulate you on your first reality check as well. Been seeing you rocking it out. All right, we got Pam Anderson McCoy. I want to recognize you on getting your first reality check. I want to recognize Kay Reddy. Kay Reddy, congratulations on getting your first reality check. We got Pamela Holloway Swan. Congratulations on getting your first reality check. Valerie Priester, congratulations on your first reality check. Okay, now we've come upon the first name that's going to drop kick me in the face. Okay, we got Linda Siracco, Saracco. Linda, congratulations on your first reality check. If I put your last name in a headlock and gave it a noogie, I apologize. I should have probably looked that up before I got on the call. But, you know, target to my head and not my heart. Congratulations on your first reality check. Now, there's a couple of other people who I know got a reality check that didn't post here, so let me go find those people real quick, and then we're going to jump on to the next section. Ladies, if you know of anybody that I didn't mention that for a fact has a reality check that I need to recognize, please help me out and jump in there and give a shout out to them for me.
Timothy Pantages has.
Timothy! Pantages, congratulations on your first reality check, my friend. Glad to have you. Who else? We got Davina Allard, A-L-L-A-R-D. Davina, congratulations on receiving your first reality check since we launched the print money formula. Let's see who else we got.
Then Melissa. I know it's Melissa. I don't know her last name.
McCall. Melissa McCall.
Yeah.
Congratulations on your first reality check. I'm excited for you. Keep doing what you're doing, all of you. Congratulations to Magic getting his first reality check. As a matter of fact, 24 hours after he got his training. Congratulations. Let's see who else we got. All right. Alfonso Jones, congratulations on getting your first reality check, my friend. I'm excited for you. All right, who else we got here? I am searching. Valerie Mason. Miss Valerie Mason, congratulations on getting your first reality check as well.
Miss Keisha Bass.
Keisha Bass, the one and only Keisha Bass, congratulations on getting your first reality check as well. I love it. I think we have gotten most, if not all of the people. And again, we apologize if we missed you. We will be happy to send you a shout out right in the Facebook group for doing that. Now, I obviously introduced my, let's see here. I got somebody, okay, Mark Pyers. Congratulations, Mark Pyers, on getting your reality check as well, my friend. All right, they have missed. I see people posting in the group. And this is important stuff, so I want to take as much time as I can and grab some people out of here. Let's see here. All right, all right. Let's see here. All right, I think I might have gotten everybody. Mark said he made some money. Let's see here. Okay, so already got. Excellent. All right, so my two guests. I want to recognize my two guests. And if there's somebody else that has achieved the level of success they have out there, congratulations. I just didn't know that, but these ladies post on a regular basis, so it's real easy to know what's going on with them. And so I want to go ahead and introduce to you guys again, one at a time, the two of the top producers that have participated in the Print Money Formula from the time that they saw this training. And I want to give them an opportunity to tell their story about, where they were before the Print Money Formula, how they found out about the Print Money Formula, why they decided to participate, what did I say or what did I show them that caused them to want to get involved. I also want them to share just some of their results and, why they think you should take this thing seriously and follow in their footsteps. So with that being said, I'm going to start off with my buddy, both are my buddies, but my first buddy out of California, Miss Tanisha, I'm going to let you have the floor and just formally congratulations on your radical success. I know just the other day you had your first $500 day, if I'm not mistaken, $500 day. So congratulations on having a $500 day. So I'm going to go ahead and mute my line, and Carly, if you could do that as well, just to keep the line clear while she speaks, and then when you're done, we'll come back out. So Tanisha, the floor is yours. Go ahead.
Yay. Okay. Man, I'm really excited. Thank you for having me. All right. Larry, words cannot explain like how I'm feeling right now because I've never had this type of success in anything at all. All right. But when I first seen the webinar on September 14th, I knew that this was something that I needed. Because maybe a couple of weeks before the webinar, I fell to my knees. I said, Lord, you know where to go. And I need something that is going to be able to help me to make money now. And do this waiting for, commission checks to clear. And when I seen this, when I was on the webinar on September 14th, I knew. And so I knew who you were, and I didn't have the money for the Print Money Formula. I took it out of my rent. And I said, this is it. So when we went through the modules, after every module, I stayed up late. I took action on everything. And I didn't know what to expect. And then things started happening. And I'm like, oh, as you can see, I have to write everything that I've made every day on my wall, if you guys can see back here. And it keeps me on point because those days that I have zero, it pisses me off. So I have to go out there and make some offers. But it was something, the thing that really stuck with me when Larry said, your family needs you to make offers. You need to make offers. And I had a problem with selling people. But when he said that, I said, oh, I ain't got no problem now. And so I had to step out of my chaos zone because there is nothing comfortable, barely pay rent, struggling. There's nothing comfortable about that. So I said, okay, let me step out and just do this. And I started doing it. And I used when everybody knows that I'm like the Fiverr chick. And when I was doing Fiverr, to me, I'm like, ain't nobody gonna want to know this, even though I'm getting results like this is so simple to me. And you tend to do that when you look at what you know, you think, oh, ain't nobody gonna pay for that. So then when I positioned myself, I said, well, I'm gonna go ahead on and make some offers. They started coming in, and I don't know what you think. If you think, well, I don't know nothing, you do know something, and people will pay. I have people pay me to show them how to coach, how to structure their coaching. But you got to put it out there. I blog, I do videos, I put it on my Facebook. Nobody will know if you don't put it out there. And there is people out there for you. Your name is written on people's hearts. So therefore, they cannot find you if you are not making offers. So please, if you ain't making no offers or you feeling some type of way, I promise you, you are holding yourself back. There ain't nothing special about me or Carly. We just over here taking action. So therefore, get out there and take action, and you will be surprised with what happens. All right? And if I was supposed to say something else, answer some other question, Larry, I probably done missed it.
No, I'm going to keep you on track. So what I want you to share with everybody is, what was the big change? I mean, I think I'd like you to take a moment and talk about the night of the webinar and hearing me share the print money formula. I mean, I did an hour-long webinar at least. Everybody at this point that's probably listening to me has seen that webinar, but I wanted you to take us back to the moment you're sitting in your house and you're listening to me explain this thing, and what happened for you that was the real transformation for you to decide to take a chunk out of your rent to even invest in this. I mean, why was this different than all the other things and opportunities and stuff that you've been doing? What made this truly different for you?
You were talking about y'all need to know how to make money like right now. Your kids may need some shoes, they may need some glasses, and they need that right now. I needed something at that time. Okay, something had happened where I had to use all my money. I had nothing. And when you said there's things that's going to happen that you need to take care of now, there was things that I needed to take care of now. Like nobody knows that. So when you said that, I was like, you know what? I got to do this. Even though I could barely pay my rent, I took it out and I said, this has to happen. You know what I'm saying? Because when you look at it, there's so many people that, they get paid. I did a hangout and I was talking about how people get paid on the 15th, but then they're already broke. Probably by the end of the day, they done paid all their bills, but they still need money. They need to be able to produce something right now. And I was already in that. I was in that. And that hit home for me because there's things that I needed. There's things that my daughter needed. And that clicked for me. And I was like, I need this right now. This has to work. It was that. I don't have time to be waiting for stuff and, for commission checks. Like I said, commission checks to be clearing and all that stuff, people to buy this. And I don't have time. I need this now. So when you said that for me, it clicked. I was like, I need it because I was in a tough spot.
Fair enough, sis. All right. So real quick, what has happened? I mean, what are the results that you've gotten? And I guess depending on who watches this, I need to say this. These results may not be typical. We're not promising anything. But here's a cool thing about the print money formula. It's not an opportunity. Okay? It's not a business opportunity. It's just everyday people taking what they already know and turning into cash flow. All right? Taking what's in their head and turning into bread. All the little one-liners that I like to say. We're teaching you the skill to make money at will. All that stuff. So if you could just share with us, just what's been the results, that you've had, and even also talk about some of the more the bigger days and what how you've come from that. And I'd also like you, if you could, to inject my goal that I gave you and how it made you feel and what's happened since then. So I know I threw a lot at you, but if you could just kind of work with me on all that, that'll be great.
Okay. Well, of course, I have to talk about what you told me to do because you're telling me to talk about my biggest days. I got to look on here because, I got to write it down. Remember what you told me. So you told me that you said, look, I'm going to need you to push for $274 a day. That freaked me out. I'm like, oh my, are you serious? How am I going to, I ain't even barely made, $50 a day. Like, you talking about 274? Oh my gosh. So when you said that, it scared me. I was freaked out, but I had to act like, I was good with it, even though I was scared. And so, but when you had me place, when you had me place these things around my house, I look at the 274 a day all around my house. And when you had me do that, and you had me do this little chart thing right here where I have to write down everything I made, something just, I don't know, it made me realize that, dang, T, you ain't as determined as you thought you was. And that was like a breakthrough for me. And I'm like, dang, I thought I was determined, because now this has made me even more determined, because I know you're going to ask, how much did you make? And so before I started recording what I made every day, I would look at these papers, and they were blank. And I said, you know what? I visualized them having $1,000 days, $5,000 days, $10,000 days. And I prayed over it. Said, Lord, you got this. And then I got to work. And my first $200 day, what is it? October 8th. I was like, did I really just do that? I couldn't believe it. And I was like, no, this can't be right. And I started adding stuff up again. And I'm like, this cannot, is this real? Again, this is all me. So it's not a business opportunity. It's not Craigslist. It's not Amazon. It's not eBay. This is all me. And I've never done that before for free, and they benefiting. And so when I did that 207, I said, you know what, I know that I could do this. And so I just started to, make an offer. I know we wake up selling, and we make offers, and we take on money, but I had to learn how to go to sleep selling. So I try to make an offer before I go to bed, so that way I have some messages in the morning, and then sell again, make some offers, and then take all money. But out of all this, I'll say from first to now, I've had I had 3 $0 days. I made nothing. Out of the 19 days, I had 3 days where I made nothing. And so, of course, my biggest day was 504, which was yesterday. So I'm really, I don't know, words can't explain, because I up everything, and my total came to what I've made so far was $2,269.83, and it's only been 19 days. So it trips me out, and I'm emotional about it, because I've never done this, and the confidence level right now is really high, and I can't thank you in words can explain.
Wow, that's awesome. I mean, I'm a little emotional too. I've been emotional since I saw the first person post on Facebook in the group. I don't know who it was. It may not have been you. It may have been you. I don't know. But it is emotional when you can open up on the inside of somebody something that was always there. And that's why I use the scripture, 2 Kings 4. It was what God gave me as the real foundation to this, because that story epitomizes the challenge that all people tend to face if they don't understand their value. And we've been all educated out of our value. We've been all told that somebody else has to validate me. Somebody else has to give me a paycheck. Somebody else has to give me an opportunity to sell a bottle. Okay, this happens to be sitting here, but we've all been educated that something outside of ourselves is the only way that we can actually make money. And it's not possible other than that. Now, there's a few people who have come to realize before the print money for, I mean people around the world in various different business ventures, but they came to realize that, I have within me all that's necessary. And that's what's so powerful about hearing your story. So I'm excited for you, and I have given you some strong challenges. I've had you make some commitments, because I believe in you. I see your effort. I see your commitment. I see the results. And it's like I said in the beginning, what any leader or any mentor would want is to see their people succeed. And so the more success you achieve and receive, the more value you become to the rest of the world. So that being said, thank you so much for sharing your testimony, and keep doing what you're doing. All right, keep making offers, keep taking that money. All right.
You already
Let me
know.
shift over to my buddy, Miss Carly Hahn. Now, Carly and I think Carly saw the print money formula maybe a week or two after you did. I'm sure she'll tell us exactly. But Carly, I just want to give you the same time and opportunity to share with everybody again, where you were before the print money formula. Once you heard my webinar, what was it that triggered it for you? What kind of results have you been having? Just tell us your story and, whatever else is on your heart. The floor is yours.
Okay. Well, I joined, let's see, October 12th, I believe. I have to double check. But I want to say, first and foremost, absolutely blown away. Those are the only words to describe what my life has been like since I've joined with Print Money. My life before, I was not struggling. I was not having any kind of issues, so money wasn't really a problem. I was more than surviving. But I have to tell you that when I was watching the webinar, just listening to the whole concept was an absolute light bulb moment for me. I had been giving away my knowledge for over 25 years. I would spend hours teaching people how to do things and never for a moment even thought that I could get paid for it. It was just the type of person that I was. I always tried to help people when they had trouble, that kind of thing. So, oh my God, where do I even start? It's insane. It's absolutely insane. It was funny because I joined and I did not go to sleep that night. I went through the whole entire thing, including all the bonuses, everything. I wanted to soak up everything that I could. I love to learn stuff. I'm an absolute sponge on everything. I watch, I listen, I act. So recently, well, actually, in my primary, I had made a short version. I made a training video on a certain subject, and a lot of people used it, had great success. So I basically took that knowledge, put it in an ebook, uploaded it, shared my link, and I was done. So I tested out the whole thing with that particular ebook, and it went absolutely nuts. So I started doing more and more, and people started asking me what I was doing. And okay, let's see. To date, as of today, including not working all weekend or anything, I actually got to spend time with my family and my husband all weekend long. Haven't done that in 6 months. $3,842.
Well, that's killing.
My husband's absolutely amazed. My phone goes off. He's like, "What's that?" I said, "A PayPal payment."
I love it. Where's my phone at?
So he loves every minute of it. I'll be in here, doing a coaching session with somebody, and he's standing at the door just watching, smiling. I love helping people, and I can't explain. It's not just the ebooks, it's not just the JV method, it's the whole concept. Because what everybody listening to this, I want you to understand one thing. Every single one of you have worth. Even if you think it's something silly, somebody on the internet is looking for it. That's the point I want to get across. You may not think it's important, but there is somebody out there, 5 people, 10 people, 12 people, that need that information, that are willing to pay you for that information. And I think my biggest takeaway from your entire system is finding out my worth.
I had to unmute myself, sorry.
That's okay.
Yeah, so that is the biggest thing. It's more than the money.
Yep.
Really, it really is more than the money. This is the thing that I'm trying to convey to people now. I have a very strong position when I talk about taking all money, and you guys understand that. But the reason I take that strong position is because we've been on one extreme, and I'm trying to get you to the other, and then bring you back to balance. So in other words, we've been all the way over here under, I'm going to give away everything. I'm afraid to take money. You know, I've been taught and educated by my parents, you should never ask for money. I'm flat broke, but everybody keeps draining me. So this is where most people are, way over here. Right? So I say take all money.
Over
here. Right. Okay. So I swing hard, because if I don't swing hard, some of y'all go like this and then come right back.
Yeah.
Swing you way over here, way to this position. You know, then we can bring you back to a place where you can have equal balance and, you know, in your value. My goal is to teach you the concept of equitable value. It's just that simple. In other words, if somebody is calling my phone on a regular basis for the same thing, then I'm their shortcut. I am their shortcut. They know that I have the knowledge, the experience, the wisdom to get them to where they're trying to go. That's business. That's personal, that's spiritual, that's financial, it's familial, it's whatever it is that they're calling me about, for all of you listening to me. And you know what I'm talking about. And that's what I really want you to see about the print money formula. I don't need you to jump into the box of business. All right? My wife, and she's not here, I use her as an example all the time. She was just the other day with a mom who was struggling with handling her budget for taking care of her food, because she is a teacher and she's like an assistant coach and has a family of like 4, and we have a family of 6. And so she was struggling with wasting money on like eating out. So my wife shows her strategy on the freezer and some freezer meals and how to prepare that stuff. That is what I'm talking about. That is the print money formula, really. Now, that doesn't mean you can't use your business knowledge, and you should use your business knowledge. But aside from that business knowledge, there's a whole lot more knowledge in you than just business knowledge that has equitable value to somebody else. Equitable value is simply this. If I give you something that relieves you, then I have a right to receive in return something that relieves me. Now, money is what we focus on. It could be anything, though. But money is the main thing that I'm teaching you guys to take as equitable value in exchange for the value that you give to somebody else. And if you've watched the webinar, you already know. If you watched the webinars, you already know. I'm using those methods to help you facilitate that in an organized manner. But that's what Carly and that's what Tanisha is saying. Why are you sitting there broke? The answer is you just don't know how to not be broke. But if you take the course and apply the principles, you will no longer have that as a reason nor an excuse. You will be equipped. You will be just like the woman in the story in 2 Kings 4 who had the bottle of oil sitting there and did not know its value. Elijah gave her the answer to what it was and a plan. He gave her, he basically said, the Bible doesn't say it this way, but he had to have told her that this oil has more value than it just sitting in your corner collecting dust. Then he gave her a plan. That's all I've done for you guys. I have not done anything magical. I just simply revealed what was always there in front of you for those of you that want to take advantage of it. So thank you so much, Carly, for sharing. Is there anything else you want to say before I move on to the next segment?
Yes, there is, actually. Everyone watching this, if this is something new to you, you are not going to have success unless you start. The very first step and the hardest part is to start. Once you have started, game over. It's time to go. Because all I can tell you is after that first, whatever it is you're selling, just pass go, just let loose, and it just absolutely just goes crazy. You know, people start giving you testimonies and posting on Facebook. It really blows up your calendar. But I'm enjoying every piece of it, and it's not just about the money. Your whole self grows out of this because you realize that you have helped somebody. In turn, you are changing your life in the process, but you're also changing what that person was looking for. So doing that on a daily basis, I mean, Tanisha's absolutely correct. If you don't get out there, get your name out there, and make those offers, you're going to stay stuck. That's really what I have to say. And I just want everyone to know that I believe in each and every one of you. And everybody's doing an awesome, awesome job, and I just love seeing the posts in the group. It's awesome.
Absolutely. All right. Well, look, I'm going to take a quick break for just 2-3 minutes. I want to grab me a cup of water. If you want to take a break, we're going to transition. I'm going to start doing about 10-15 minutes of training, and we're going to jump into the help desk concept. You guys are going to love the help desk. So with that being said, let's go take a little quick break, and I'll be right back and grab me something to drink. Yeah. And I'm back. All right. Who's out there ready to get that blessing? All right. If you're in the Facebook group right now, I just posted a little comment that says, "Who's enjoying the hangout?" I want you guys to stay with that. I pinned it to the top because at the portion of the help desk, this is where I want you guys to start posting some of your questions, and you'll better appreciate that here in a minute. All right. So with that being said, I want to transition to doing a little training tonight. I want to talk about money. I want to talk about a subject that most of us are very familiar with and have varying degrees of understanding about. But I wanted to just share a few things as it relates to money so that as you begin to move in the direction that I'm trying to take you, that you'll be able to continue to expand on that foundation. So here I want to be a little vulnerable with everybody. When I became very successful in the beginning of my internet marketing career, I got good at the skill of making money. At the time, my best day online was 17 grand at the time. Had a day that made $17,000 all at once. And you know, as you can imagine, that kind of money coming into your household and you've never done that before is astronomical, especially if you'd had to break your back to do it, which is what I was used to doing. And even breaking my back, I couldn't get close to that. So to be able to essentially use my mind, you know, to make that money, because that's what I did. I wrote a book and it took off on a webinar. I did a webinar and a bunch of people were there and they bought it on the spot. I saw at that moment that I could actually do anything I wanted to do when it came to making money. So subsequently, I started having a lot of great money days. I made $5,000 and $1,000 and $2,000, and you know, when we first moved to Florida, you know, I want to tell you a story. And this is really my heart about the print money formula. When I think about this particular story, you know, when we first came to Florida, we did this giant financial jump. I mean, when I tell my full story, I call us the Black Beverly Hillbillies. From those of you that know the TV show from back in the day, the Beverly Hillbillies, you know, they went from rags to riches. And we didn't go from like rags to riches, but I did have a huge leap in income, a huge leap in lifestyle. My wife and I were driving around Florida because we were new to the city, Tampa, Florida, and we saw this restaurant off the highway. And I think it was Charlie's. And we had never, you know, in Ohio they didn't have a restaurant like this. And so we were just spending some time together and thought we'd just go grab something to eat. We had a night away from the kids. So when we pulled into Charlie's parking lot and walked through the front door, instantly I knew I was in an upscale restaurant because it had wood grain interiors. The menus were like leather bound. No, I'd never seen anything like it before because I'm from the hood and we don't eat like that in the hood, right? So we go and sit down, and the service was amazing. They had white tablecloths on like a Monday night. Like, it was like blowing me away, the quality of the presentation. And then this lady comes around with this cart that has different cuts of meat. And believe it or not, I'd never seen this before. She had a 50-ounce steak wrapped in cellophane on this cart. 50 ounces is about like that. I couldn't believe it. It looked like they took a hacksaw and just hit the side of a cow with it, and a big hump just fell out, and there it was on the cart, right? But these are all choice cuts. And when I looked at the menu, the prices for the appetizers were about the same amount that you would pay for a main course anywhere else. All right, okay. So it wasn't cheap. And so my wife says to me, "Do you really want to eat here tonight?" And I knew what she was saying. You know, this is expensive. And I said to her, "Well, I make $6,000 this week. I think it'd be all right if we spend $100 for a meal." Okay, now I'm saying that as a foundation to help you understand where I want you to go with the print money formula. I want you to be able to have a day that you can go back in your memory and say, "Man, you know, I had a day where I could go sit in a restaurant, spend $100, and it not really bother me. That I had the bills paid. I got the rent paid. I took care of all of my responsibilities. I saved some money, and I still was able to enjoy myself with my husband or my wife or my kids or whatever your situation might be." So I was good at doing that. I was good at making money like that, coming from being a broke cable installer. The mistake I made, ladies and gentlemen, is I got really good at making money, but I took no time at all to learn how to keep it and how to grow it. All right, so what happened is things started to change. In business, as an entrepreneur, things are going to change. Things can be good today but bad tomorrow. Things can be good this year but bad next year. That's just business. That's life, actually. But the mistake I made was I did not take time to educate myself on money. I didn't take time to understand how when I made money, it was like a fruit with seeds on the inside of it. And so if you think about an apple, the seeds are on the inside. You eat the apple, and then you throw away the core, and you probably throw away the seeds as well. That's what I was doing. I was making that mistake. In other words, I wasn't wise enough to eat the apple and dig the seeds out of the core and then toss out the core and replant the seeds so that those seeds could produce more trees with more fruit for me to eat, that I can dig out more seeds and plant. And so in 2013, I almost lost everything. Now this is 2014. Okay, so we're not talking about a whole long time ago. I almost lost everything. I mean, it was going to be as bad as it was in Ohio when we were struggling. When I lived in a house that the rent was $800 a month, and I was late every month. I was late, really late, like $800, really. I was really late almost every month. I mean, $800 seemed like a lot of money to me at the time, but I wasn't wise enough to understand, like the Bible talks about the ant. It uses the ant. It says, consider the ant that basically prepares its way in winter. So an ant works like, this is how an ant works. Ant acts like it's winter when it's summer and acts like it's summer when it's winter. So when everything is going well, the ant piles and piles and piles and piles and piles. He stocks up and stocks up and stocks up. He's never caught off guard. So when the winter hits, because the winter will hit, he's well prepared. And so I was not understanding that as I made money, I needed to be preparing for the winter, metaphorically speaking. And so I'm back struggling just like I was struggling in Ohio. And so it's critically important, ladies and gentlemen, that you learn how to divide up a dollar. And that's what I want to talk about, is just some principles of dividing a dollar. So as you start printing money, you're going to have $100 days, $300 days, $500 days, $1,000 days. Then you're going to have back-to-back-to-back days, and it's just to be a lifestyle, okay? What I don't want you to do, though, is recognize the pouring in of cash flow as being a false sense of security and comfort because you haven't taken time to lock up the security from the money that's coming in. So I want to talk to you about subdividing a dollar. Just one. If I had, I don't even have a dollar. Let me see if I got a dollar on me. Kids always taking money. If I got a dollar. What do you know? I got a dollar. Okay. It's kind of beat up, but it's still a dollar. Y'all guys see that? That's a dollar, right? So I want to talk about this thing, all right? I want to talk about this dollar. I want to talk about how to subdivide up this dollar. Please hear me, because these principles that I'm going to share with you are principles that you need to start applying no matter how much money you have coming in. And the big challenge for most people when it comes to money, especially when they don't have many, is that they violate the principles and they remain broke. You can be broke at a high level. You can be broke. You know, I live in a nice house, and I could be broke at this level. You could be broke. All right? It's overrated, really, when you think about how people glorify a lifestyle if you don't have the right attitude for the lifestyle. So here's my point. Let's talk about how to subdivide a dollar so that you never, ever, ever again are struggling financially. All right? So let me tell you how to subdivide. Now, the percentages can be whatever percent you want them to be because they're all different for every situation. But you do need to subdivide every single dollar that comes in, and you need to have it divided before it comes in so that the discipline that you need to establish is already written. It's the discipline of money that people screw up, and they never get to the point where they're free. I want you to be free. I don't want you to just have a lot of money and be excited about that. I want you to be free. Freedom. Freedom from worry. Freedom from struggle. Freedom from pressure. I want you to be able to do what I just did and pay your bills not only on time and in full, but ahead. Wouldn't it be nice to see an electric bill with a negative next to the amount, which means that you have a surplus? I actually have a surplus. So that if something were to happen and I have a month or two and I need to kind of hang in there, well, I already gave them a few $100s as a surplus. Some of you never heard that in your life. You're like, a surplus? Because most people grow up like me. They wait until the colors of the paper start changing before they start paying attention. They go from white to pink, or white from yellow to pink. When the pink one comes, it's, oh, okay, we need to do something because otherwise it's going to get cut off. But how about getting a $100 electric bill and sending them $200? And then the next electric bill comes in for $100, and you send them another $200, and now you're $200 plus. You ever think about that? Think about that for a second. If your utility bills came in and they had negative next to the amount, which meant you have a surplus, and you have a tight month, and you're not worried because you've been paying ahead a little bit. Now, I'm not talking about putting a bunch of money. I'm just saying thinking ahead, thinking like the ant. So let's back to subdividing the dollar. First of all, the first thing that you should do to divide your dollar, the first line item, should be an offering of some sort. Now, what I'm talking about is a charitable offering. And every millionaire that I know that's respected has something that they're doing that's giving back in a charitable way. Now, I, as a Christian, I pay a tithe to my church. And I'm not imposing that on you necessarily, but I am saying that there is wisdom in having an ally in God. All right, now, that being said, you're not bribing God or anything like that, but there's a spiritual law behind money. There's a spiritual law behind being able to give first. The greatest value that you can give to yourself is to give to others. So if you need to give to a church, fine, give to a church. But if not a church, you can designate some entity to give to charitably as the first thing you do with your money. And I know when you get your money, usually from your paycheck, your taxes is already taken out. That's a line item that's automatically there. There's nothing you can do about that. But I'm strongly encouraging you as a foundation of wealth to not negotiate that, to give charitably, consistently. There is a miracle in your blessed giving. There's a miracle waiting to happen. And if you're not consistently giving charitably, you're actually leaving out the greatest champion that you could have playing in your corner. It's like leaving LeBron James on the bench. Now everybody knows who that is. Okay, why would you leave LeBron James on the bench and not let him in the game? And I'm just talking from a spiritual standpoint. And there's a lot of training out there about that. There's a lot of stuff. I just want to plant that seed with you. Don't negotiate that. Set a standard for your household that you're going to honor the spirit of giving to somebody or something else who can't do anything in return. You know, even if it means watching a family, and you can find a family, and I've done this, and I just want to say this: you can find a family to decide that that's going to be your ministry. That family is going to get a check from you, and they're not going to know where it came from. It could be $100, it could be $20, it could be whatever. But that single mom, or that struggling family, or that elderly person is going to automatically get $200 a month from just some random place. You don't have to put your name on the envelope. You don't even have to put nothing on the money order or whatever you send them. You don't want to, if you want to remain private, you don't send them a check. You go get a money order. You know what I mean? But there's amazing. I can't even explain to you how that's going to transform you, and it's going to transform your money. I just can't even. I'm having a hard time articulating it, but I hope you get in the spirit of this. It has to be at the top of the list. Honor the less fortunate around you. Honor them what you're giving. Give them an opportunity to believe that God is hearing their prayers. That's really the responsibility, is that God is hearing their prayers because you become their angel. You become the person that comes along and takes care of that person. And only you can decide if you really want to do that, and only you can decide the amount. But I just want to say that it's an important piece. All right? That's the first thing. The next thing you need to do is pay you. You need to pay you. Now, when I say pay you, you guys think, well, I got a check that came in here with my name on it. Paying you means no matter what's going on, you put some money aside. You put a certain percentage of money aside for you no matter what. Now, here's what could happen. You may be so stressed financially that you put it aside on Monday and you got to go get it on Tuesday. What I'm trying to get you to do is develop the discipline, because someday that won't be the case, but it's difficult to do something undisciplined. You got to pay yourself first. You got to pay you first. After you take care of God, you now got to pay you. Pay you first. Set aside a certain amount of money that you can stick in an envelope and put me on the envelope, and put that $20 in there, put that $200 in there. But get into the habit of paying you. You need to get that habit, because human nature is habit. And you have a habit of not doing it right now, so it feels strange and difficult to do it. But you need to get into the routine of putting money in that envelope on a regular basis. Okay? You need to do that on a regular basis. For you entrepreneurs, the next thing is taxes. Been in trouble tax-wise. You don't want to get in trouble with your taxes. You need to get with a tax professional and find out what percentage of money you need to set aside for taxes. So if you print money, and you're taking in money right now, you have a tax liability that you need to take care of. And you need to get some disciplines on how to handle that so that you don't get yourself into trouble. All right? We talked about giving. We talked about paying yourself first. Again, of course, your taxes. Now, we got that stuff done. The next thing that you need to do to subdivide your dollar is, as a business owner, you need to have a percentage to reinvest in your business. Your business cannot survive without being fed. Just like you can't survive without being fed, your business can't survive without being fed. And you need to allocate a certain percentage of money towards the growth of your business. And that's a non-negotiable. If your business is going to thrive, you have to be disciplined enough to set aside a certain percentage to reinvest in those things that matter. Now, in the beginning, a big chunk of what it's going to take to run your business is probably going to come from your paycheck or your savings or whatever. But you got to discipline yourself to start putting some money away to grow the business. The business needs seed, and you got to be able to discipline yourself to set aside that seed money. All right. Now, after you've done that, the next thing that you need to slice out is for long-term security. That could be the smallest percentage that you do, but you got to be thinking past today. You got to be thinking about next week, next month, next year, next 5 years, next 10 years. You got to set aside some money so that you can plan ahead for when you're not as young and as vivacious as you are right now. Okay? There's going to come a time where you're not going to have the energy and the physical capacity to keep producing. So you need to plan ahead for the future. Okay? You need to really do that. And the last thing I'll say that you should do is you need to find a way to reinvest a certain percentage in your money into something else that can produce fruit. That was my biggest mistake, is that I did not create, and I didn't say, okay, I'm successful in this business, so now I need to go out here and think like a shark. And most of you know the TV show Shark Tank. Now, I don't necessarily mean buy a business, but what a shark's mentality is how can I take my money and find a way to send it out there like a soldier, and it goes out and conquers and brings me back some soldiers, right? It goes and defeats something and brings back the spoils for me. And I was talking to Tanisha about this the other day, about being in the mindset that I have $30,000 here, and I'm going to take this $30,000 and I'm going to find a way to turn it into 50, 60, 80, whatever. Or I have $300 and I'm going to figure out how to take this $300 and turn it into $400. Now that's got nothing to do with the rest of the money stuff we've been talking about, but it's the smartest thing that you can do to build wealth, to accumulate wealth. It's to learn about gold and silver. Some of you don't have any concept of the value of gold and silver, bullion, and I own gold and silver bullion. Some of you have no idea that the value of the stock market, stock options, and such things as that. You have no idea. It's like foreign language to you. But if you want to build wealth and prosperity, it can't be foreign language to you. You have to start studying this stuff. You have to start educating yourself on what does it really mean to accumulate real wealth. I saw a gentleman on Facebook the other day post a picture of some technology that he bought. Okay? Now, this is going to step on a couple people's toes, and I'm just going to tell you right now, it's going to step on your toes. Okay? He posted a picture of some technology that he bought. I see this all the time. Or I see a woman posting a picture of a purse that she bought. See it all the time. They are taking that seed and they're basically just throwing it in the trash. Now that doesn't mean you can't buy technology. That doesn't mean you can't buy a purse. But I'm willing to bet, based upon the thing in their mind that they're thinking about is growing their wealth. Because most people are consumers. We're consumers. We suffer from consumerism instead of producerism. And so I had to make that shift myself. I had to stop getting emotional about having money. I get like, you get a tax return. Okay, April's coming up. All right, tax return. People already got that money spent. Do you know that the average person, that they took their tax return and just invested a small percentage of it the right way, they would never have to worry about a tax return. If you're still getting a tax return, you ain't making no money. I'm just going to keep it real with you. If you're receiving a tax return, you have not gotten close to making any real money. Hate to burst your bubble, but you haven't. Okay, if you still fighting, woo, April, whatever, I get to get my taxes done. I'm suggesting to you that if you're still getting a tax return, though, that you start to do something different with it. You start to think better about it. You don't need a flat screen TV. You don't need the new iPhone 6. Where's my phone at? I don't even know where it's at. I had that same, it's a smartphone, but I don't even know what it is. It got a little case on it, but I don't care about the technology. When I first moved to Florida, I was driving a 2004 Chrysler Sebring that I paid cash for, on the heels of all of this internet success that I was having. And people were like, why don't you upgrade to this and upgrade to that? For what? Why should I? Warren Buffett, who is a billionaire, lives in the same house he grew up in, and he's in like his 80s or 70s or something. He lives in the same little house that he grew up in when he was a kid. He drives like a late model Buick or something. He's a billionaire. Billionaire with a B. Some of you need to pick up the book, The Millionaire Next Door, and read that book. It'll transform your life. That was what I wanted to share with you guys about money tonight. And I want to encourage you going forward tonight that you start get out a sheet of paper. And if you need help, get some help and start just subdividing up the percentages that you're going to have for your money. My wife and I sit down as regularly as we can because, you know, I get money every day. And so when money comes in, we have to make sure that we put the money where it belongs so that we can have a day like today. I spent $200 today just having fun with my family. We went to this go-karting place, and it's 8 of us, but my wife and my 2-year-old didn't, so all the rest of us went. And that was $120, $130 just to do the go-karting. Then I had to take all of us out, you know, to eat, and we spent maybe another $40 or $50 eating. But let me just tell you, no stress, because the bills are paid, money in the bank, could go out and enjoy ourselves. No stress. But I can tell you those times I spent $40 and I'm like biting my nails down to the meat. I bite my nails all the way down to here. Worried about what's going to happen since I spent this $40. Okay? And that's what I want for you guys to not have to live like that anymore. It's no sense in living like that. What's the point of living like that? So that being said, I hope you guys got something out of that little section. Let's see, do I got anybody comment? Do you guys like the stuff that I'm saying? Let's see here. All right. Getting a couple comments. Hopefully you guys, I want to give my 2 guests an opportunity to share some thoughts on what I shared today. You know, I know that's a surprise to you, but I would really love to hear from you. And, you know, what did you get out of what I was sharing? And, you know, what kind of wisdom can you also share with everybody else? So, Carly, I'll let you go first this time.
Me first?
Yeah.
Oh, God, where do I even begin? I don't even know where to begin.
Start anywhere. We'll just pick it up from there.
What I want to get a clear. See, my thing is I've joined a lot of different stuff in a lot of years, and it was always based on selling somebody else's stuff. So when I purchased this program and then see that I'm not selling anybody else's stuff, I'm selling me. That is huge. Anybody that's been on the internet for, you know, even a short time to a long time like me, I've been doing internet stuff for about 25 years, and I've tried it all, tried everything, and this just works. It absolutely works, and no matter how unimportant you think your knowledge is, there's somebody out there that wants it. That's my biggest thing.
Anything you want to add as it relates to what I was just sharing about money? That's what I wanted you to kind of maybe.
Actually, I do. I've just recently gotten into the whole donating thing, and it's a new concept for me. I mean, I do go to church on a regular basis, but I didn't always donate. You understand what I mean? So, with the newfound success I've had, I'm donating more, and it's not just with church. I mean, I've also set up now, because you have to understand, the way I look at it is God has blessed me by showing you to me. So I personally feel that I need to give back with that. And it's not even a need, it's a want. Because if you think you need to do something, it's not going to happen. You have to want to do it. I mean, bless is just a minimal word as far as I'm concerned on just what has happened to me in the past 2 weeks with the money formula. So, yeah, I've made some really good money, but I want to give back. I want to give back because God blessed me. So, of course, I want to give back. I'm heavily into breast cancer awareness. You know, my mom died from cancer, so I've got that set up on a monthly basis, and I totally, totally agree as far as giving back, no matter what your charity is and that kind of thing. But I've never really been the type of person that has a big obsession with money. Like I mean, I know some people that do. Actually, my ex-husband was, but anyway, the point is, the point I'm trying to make is, it's not all about the money. It's about how you grow and how you teach.
Absolutely.
And so, yeah, and the thing is if somebody brings something to me that has improved my life, I want to give back.
Excellent. Appreciate you, sis. Man, I'm getting some great comments on the Facebook chat, and people must really like what I'm saying. All right, Tanisha, let's share, a couple thoughts of what I was saying about the money. Any aspect of it that you want to, add to, or just share just some of your perspective of it, because I like to do this because it helps people get different perspective on the subject. So, what can you bring to this conversation?
Well, when you were talking about like giving and tithing, that is, I was wanting to interject. I'm like, please say that, because whenever I make some money, nothing gets paid. Tithing comes off right off the bat. Whether send it to my church, or I give to there's this little what is it? It's called Compassion, and you are able to pay some money every month for a child so they can get the gospel. Okay, so they can be able to, get the gospel, and like birthday gifts and everything. And me and my daughter, every holiday season, we're always feeding the homeless. And when you do it and you're consistent with it, it becomes habit. Nothing feels right if I go and pay something without tithing and giving back, because if it wasn't for, the Lord blessing me to have this, it's like, okay, I have to be able to give back, because we are what is it? What is the word? It's basically His money, but He's giving us the opportunity to be able to give back, okay, to help others. So it's like, if we would just take the time to give and to help others, the world would be a better place. But you cannot go broke giving, because it's always going to come back in some way, shape, or form. And I know that there's times where I was so messed up, and I'm like, you know what? I would not want somebody not to be able to help me because I'm being stingy and not giving back. So for me, always being able to help somebody, that is huge. That is so big for me. And I notice it, and it's weird, because I don't want to say it's weird, but it does something when it comes to things needing to be taken care of, because you've helped somebody else. It's going to come back to you in some way, shape, or form. And so I always found that my finances I was always taken care of, you know what I'm saying, because I was always giving back. And I'm like, Lord, you bless me, let me go ahead on and give it back, and then I would go take care of what needs to be taken care of in my house. So the giving is that is huge. And if you are not giving in some way, shape, or form, do it and watch what happens. I promise you. Watch what happens. You still muted.
I was just testing your temper to see if he's paying attention. You know what I mean? I was saying, good stuff, sis. I appreciate your contribution. Wanted to take another quick break, and then we're going to wrap this thing up in the next 30 minutes. I got two more things I want to cover. I thank you guys for being patient. A lot of great comments that I see in the group. Keep commenting because there's a lot of people who will be like, wow, what happened last night? I missed it. Well, you guys can help them see what they missed by the time they get the replay, all right? So that being said, let me pick another quick song that we can listen to. We're going to break here. You got to deal with these commercials on YouTube. You know how that go. While I'm waiting on that, let me see who's loving this webinar tonight. Let's see who we got. We got comments on top of comments. We got Sister Barlow says, yes, first fruits. My husband and I pastor and constantly give. Phenomenal stuff. Greg Napier threw out Luke 6:28. Thank you, Greg Napier. Bobby Patterson says, the principle of sowing and reaping is the Most High's plan to provide for our lives. Excellent. Pamela says that I know when we were in a dire spot and my husband had lost his job, everything was gone. It was when we gave whatever we could, baking cookies, shoveling, and drive others' driveways, whatever we could do, acts of kindness, so we returned blessed. Good stuff. If you guys go to the Facebook group, you'll see a lot of great comments from some of the other members of the family, all right? So that being said, let's take a quick break. I'll be back in about 2-3 minutes, and then we'll wrap up tonight's training. I want to give a shout out to Mary for providing all of tonight's music. That song was called In the Morning by Mary. The first one I played was called Go Get It, both by Mary. All right, I see Tanisha laughing at me. I don't care nothing about that laughing. Cut it out. All right, but back to our show. I was kind of thinking, should I reveal A or B? A or B at this point, A or B? So let me just go for the one that stands out to me. I want to go ahead and announce, and of course, you guys, this ain't no surprise, but tonight was the reveal and the launch of our affiliate program. So I want to go ahead and talk about that. So who's out there ready to print some more money? We're going to print some money with the print money formula. So, ladies and gentlemen, tonight is the night that you have an opportunity to register to sell the print money formula itself, the 4 modules that currently exist. You have an opportunity to actually go out and share with others how they can learn what you have learned, how they can benefit from the same value that you benefited from. You know, the one thing about the print money formula that I always stress to people, and you're going to run into this, and I just want to prepare you, people are in a box when it comes to making money. In other words, they're going to ask you, is this an affiliate program? And you're going to go, no. Well, what, is it a network marketing program? You're going to go, no. Is it a CPA program? No. Well, how do I make money? With your brain cells. With my what? So I just want to let you, people are going to be stuck a little bit, all right? But it's okay. Because the testimonies that you guys have produced for me, and this is why I wanted everybody that could produce a testimony to produce one on our YouTube channel, you can use that as a way to help them see and understand what we really have here. So yes, they're going to be questioning what exactly is the print money formula, and I have a bunch of one-liners. You know, again, if you want those one-liners, you know, I give you the skill to make money at will, or I show you how to take what you know and turn it into dough. I teach you how to take what's in your head and turn it into bread. Whatever you know. I teach you how to learn that it's okay to ask them to pay. All these little one-liners that I've come up with that Tanisha loves. I'm sure Carly does too. But nonetheless, at the end of the day, what I want you guys to remember is that I'm going to do the heavy lifting for you. And I want you to just get people to the webinar and allow me to lay out for them the process. And here's what I've discovered from the webinar and from the people who have JV'd with me, that number one, the content is so straightforward and hard-hitting, it's hard for people to turn away from it, because we typically listen to webinars and they're a bunch of hype and fluff and bullcrap. So because my style is pretty straightforward, it captivates people. But also, I'm teaching some really valuable stuff before I even get into the print money formula. If a person stays for that first part and I break down why they're not making money or why they're making a little bit of money and all that, and I lead into the print money formula, believe me, by the time, if they're ready to start believing in their own value, if they're ready to let us teach them how to get there, you're going to have some tremendous results. Every person I've done a JV webinar with about this training has had nothing but raving, you know, responses to the training. And obviously, if you're here and you bought the training, you were a part of that process, so you get where I'm coming from. And so I wasn't even going to do an affiliate program, to be honest with you. I know somebody goes, oh my God, I can't believe you would even, that's blasphemous. Why would you not give us a chance to sell the print money formula? But I wasn't going to actually do the print money formula program, okay? But I got so many requests, so I decided to do it. So tonight you can do it. But also, the big surprise that I want to tell you guys is I'm doing an affiliate contest, all right? So let's talk about the affiliate program itself. To sign up for the affiliate program, first of all, you must have had purchased the print money formula to be eligible to sell the print money formula, all right? So my assumption is if you're here, because we only really promoted this to the group, that you already own the print money formula, all right? But you have to own it in order to sell it, all right? So if you own it, great. All you have to do is go sign up for it, and then you'll be able to sell the print money formula. Have I raised the price of the print money formula? I know y'all wondering about that, right? The answer is no, I have not. The print money formula is still the same price it was when you guys bought it. If I decide to raise it, I'll let you know, but it doesn't matter. The value is so overwhelming to people that they're going to say, I can't believe I get all of this for this little bit of money. But there's a principle in there that I don't have time to teach. But anyway, so it's the same price that you guys paid for, and you're going to receive a 50% commission on the sale of the print money formula. Current price today at this time of this video is $97. So you're going to get a 50% commission on selling the print money formula. Okay? Now, I want to set this up where you guys can get paid daily from the print money formula. All right? Now, that being said, from a business perspective and from a safety perspective, I'm going to have to gradually let people into that. Okay? In other words, when you first set up for the affiliate program, it's on delayed commissions. That's how the software is set up. But when I say gradually, what that means is there are some people who are going to produce consistently, and I'll be able to trust them. See, I know a lot of you guys personally, but as we branch out here, it's going to get into some people we don't know. And just for my safety and for your safety, we want to be careful. Okay. So that being said, there's going to be some people who are going to right away be able to receive the instant daily commissions, while others will just need to kind of graduate into that. All right. But I just needed to just let you guys know that's just a business thing. When you start running affiliate programs and that kind of stuff, this is not the first time I've done this. So, just from a safety perspective, it's just smarter to allow people in to a delayed commission process. And when I say delay, I'm talking about like 7 days. And then most of you will real quick go into a daily commission payout. All right. The cool thing is that when you get your affiliate link, the software is sophisticated enough to automatically give you your money. So I don't have to manage anything. So when you go daily, it'll be coming to you every single day. Boom, 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 boom. You get 10 sales, the next day you'll have your commissions. Okay. So that's going to be in place. $97, 50% commission. All right. Now, the other thing I wanted to tell you is that the affiliate contest. Now, if you want to sign up on the affiliate program, you go to the following link: affiliates.printmoneyteam.com. Affiliates with an S.printmoneyteam.com. There's a video there that explains to you how you can become an affiliate. I already had a couple of people do some signups early so that I can make sure it's all flowing, the videos understandable, so you shouldn't have any issues signing up on the affiliate program. All right. Now, the other thing is, don't promote it yet. All right. I had a video when I was mentioning earlier, a little technical glitch. The presentation video on the sales page, I had a technical issue with, and I couldn't resolve it before tonight's webinar, but I'll have it done before tomorrow morning. All right. So if you can wait until like tomorrow morning, which would be what, 8, 9 o'clock in the morning, it'll be ready. Okay. But the only thing is there's a testimony video from Reginald Stinson, so that doesn't explain to them what it is. You need a presentation. So just give me a few hours and I'll have it running for you. All right. Now let's talk about the affiliate contest. The affiliate contest starts on, oh goodness, give me 1 second. Okay, the affiliate contest starts on starts tomorrow, and then it goes until the 31st of the month. Okay, and I'll tell you how to get the information on that here in a minute. There's a page I put up. I'm chuckling because it's more technical stuff. But anyway, the affiliate program, the contest from the 20th to the 31st is 11 days. And so essentially, here's the contest. Sell as many as you can, and you win. All right. If you go now to contest.printmoneyteam.com, and you'll see the contest information. Okay. But I got to edit this because I see that there's a couple of challenges here with the dates. So listen to me, not what the page says about the dates. October 20th, which is tomorrow, starts the contest, and then it goes into the 31st. All right. If you read the page, it's pretty self-explanatory. But I want to run down here to where the prizes are. All right. I only got 2 basic rules. First of all, to qualify, you got to have at least 10 sales to qualify, and then once you get to that, then you start basically you're in the competition now. All right. So 10 equals 0. All right. Now, the other thing is the winner of the competition will be anybody that sells however many over 10 that there is. Okay. Now, I know several of you have already created a waiting list, and so you probably have 10 waiting on you. Who knows? All right. which is cool. But let's just talk about the prizes. I actually talked to several people about prizes, and it was made known to me that the easiest thing that I could do is just for you print money to give you some money, right? So I decided to give you some cash prizes for the first 3 places. So first place is a $500 cash card, and you get a Print Money Team hat and T-shirt. All right. Now you need to obviously give me your hat and shirt sizes and that kind of stuff, but you'll get a hat. You can either have the one I'm wearing on my head right now, or the other one that I got that says "Take All Money." All right. So and I can put the wording on. If you want a blue hat with this wording or whatever, you just have to tell me what it is that you want. So the 2 colors that I'm doing right now are blue and red. I think my wife wanted me to do a green. If you twist my arm, I'll give you a green one or whatever. But anyway, so that is first place is $500 in cash. So as opposed to giving out technology and all that other stuff, say, hey, you can give you some cash. You can set that aside for Christmas or whatever you want to do. Second place is $150 in cash plus a Print Money T-shirt and hat. Third place is $50 and a hat and T-shirt. Fourth place is just a hat, and fifth place is just a T-shirt. But understand this, ladies and gentlemen, you're a winner if you qualify, which means you go out and you get 10 sales real fast. You already won anyway, obviously. But the point I'm trying to make is make it worth it to you to get you this cash bonus. Nothing to please me more than to be able to give you $500 in cash. And it's a level playing field. Anybody could win. The software is already set up. When you go and get your affiliate, you'll be able to right away start promoting it, and it'll create a leaderboard, and the top 5 people will appear on the leaderboard. All right? I hear my Facebook is beeping. Let's so people making comments. All right. So that's the big announcement. The affiliate program is active. Like I said, give me till I get your present. It won't benefit you if you promote it without a presentation. All right. So if you're catching this replay sometime in the afternoon on the 20th, I will have already had the video up. So you're ready to rock and roll. All right. So everything is in place, is waiting for you. We already had a couple of people sign up. So you can go to affiliates.printmoneyteam.com and get your affiliate link, and you'll be ready to rock and roll. All right. So that being said, let me now transition into the last part of tonight's training. Denisha or Carly, did you have anything you want to say? If not, I'm going to keep pushing forward.
Nope.
Who's chuckling?
You got it.
All right, y'all chuckling. Y'all excited about this affiliate program?
Oh my goodness.
You already know, Larry. Come on, really?
I can't tell. You know what I mean? Y'all kind of stoic with your attitude. You know what I mean? Like,
You gotta watch out for the quiet ones now.
I know. Yeah, because Tanisha's an assassin, but that's another story for another day.
Nah, that's Carly. What is he talking about? That's Carly over there.
That's funny. All right, real quick, what I'm doing is I'm putting up another little post in the group, and I'm going to pin it to the top because now I want to, this is where it says post your questions here. So let's talk about the help desk, and I'm going to tell you guys why I thought of this concept, okay? My coaching fee is $5,000, okay? That's what people pay me for one-on-one coaching. I've been getting people in the group asking me for one-on-one coaching, and out of dollars, they would delete me from their friends and, go about their business, all right? So so I decided to give you something equitable as opposed to charging you that. But anyway, let me explain to you the help desk concept, all right? Tonight I'm going to do it with you. The help desk concept was something, I was watching a TV show called Help Desk. Deepak Chopra's son started this new TV show called Help Desk, and he has thought leaders and philosophers and whatever come, and they sit in a public with a table, and they sit down on one side, and the general public comes and sits on the other side, and they ask them questions about life and about whatever. And I was fascinated by this concept that I saw Ayanna Van Zandt, I saw Deepak Chopra himself, I've seen a couple of other people sit there in public places, and people would line up and they would just come sit down and share whatever was on their heart, and they would respond with some amazing value. I got some amazing stuff out of those exchanges. And I thought to myself, you know what, it would be cool if we could have something like this in the internet marketing space. because most people are struggling and they don't know where to get answers. You know, they either have to pay an arm and a leg to get the answer, or they're not sure if they're getting a real answer. You know, they're not really sure if somebody's really helping them. And so I said, you know, if I created my own little help desk, which means you guys could come to me with your projects, with your ideas, with your concepts, with whatever's going on. If you want to learn how to become a better leader, if you want to learn how to close more business, how to talk on the phone, you know, whatever it is that you got going on. Now, you're a Print Money team member, so obviously I want to hear from you about your main projects as Print Money team members. But I'm not limiting it to that. I thought about doing that, but I said, if you got access to me and I believe I can help you, I want to be able to help you. I don't care what it is that you bring, but obviously the focus will be on the help on the Print Money program, you taking your oil and pouring it out and learning how to get in the marketplace. But some of you may still need me to help you understand how to find traffic sources, and you know, you have a project that's in the works and you're about to go present to a big leader, and you want to know, you know, how should you come in the door with that, and you know, what resources do you need for other such situations. And so you would be able to benefit from not only my wisdom, but the wisdom of others who I would bring to the table. I have a lot of people that I know who have tremendous expertise. You know, like if I were to, like tonight, just kind of an impromptu with Tanisha and Carly here, they bring expertise. And so as part of the help desk concept, not only will I be here, but I will invite those who are willing to participate and help out as well. All right, so you know, Tanisha's the fiber expert. Some of you have fiber projects and that are going on, and you know, during the time of the help desk, you know, she'll be able to give you some general information. Now, she offers coaching, you know, for a fee, and we're not going to cut into her fee. You know, obviously we understand here we take all money, and everybody here has been able to really embrace that and be forthcoming with offering the money, which I love that. Nobody here is trying to, you know, cheapen the whole principles that we teach. All right, so just understand that. All right, if she does show up and does do some sharing and value, you know, she's going to share on whatever level she may choose. And I'm using her as an example. It could be Carly, it could be any number of you out there that have value, and some of the people that I'll bring to the table as well. But I hope you understand where I'm coming from. I want to be able to just be here for you and give you an opportunity to talk to me about what's going on. What are your challenges? What are you facing? So with that being said, I posted in the group a thing that says post your questions here. And so what I would like to do right now is use the back part of tonight's training and do the help desk concept. Carly or Tanisha, either one of you, if you have anything at all that you need to ask me, obviously you guys can do it as well. But I want you to understand that this is an opportunity for you to get answers to quite a bit. I don't know everything, but you know, as it relates to the Print Money formula, for sure, I would love for you to focus on that. You know, focus on the stuff that you want to pour out in the marketplace, and let's talk about how we can help you there. And then we'll talk about how you can participate in the help desk going forward. Fair enough? All right. Who's going to start off with the questions? Any questions anybody wants to start off with? Give you guys an opportunity to think about that. Carly or Tanisha, if you got any questions, you can certainly ask me. If you don't, I'm good. So we're going to take the next few minutes and see what kind of questions come in here. Looks like everybody seems to be enjoying the webinar. There's like 40 comments here. Gee whiz. Anybody have any questions on anything at all? Did I just shock everybody's system by asking this question? You're so used to not getting here I am offering, and you know what to say. All right. Let's see here. All right, let's see if we got any comments here. This is your time, so fire away with any questions you guys got. All right, I had to refresh the page and see if we got any questions. Let's see what we got. Sister Barlow says, you see, this is why I joined. You truly want to help us. Amen. All right, here's my question. Will you explain other avenues besides Facebook and Amazon where we can post our offers for beginners? All right. Now this might be a Tanisha question. I'm not totally sure, but couple of things I want you guys to consider. Depending upon what your offer is, one of the ways that you can obtain traffic for that is to purchase solo ads. All right. A solo ad is someone who has a list that they have built up that's theirs and theirs only. And by way of solo, we mean that that day your advertisement is the only one that they will send out. So you're not competing with a bunch of other people. But a good quality solo ad source has a list of people who have already been prepped for what you have to offer, generally speaking. Now, if you guys have training on something in particular, you'd have to obviously qualify the solo ad source, but there's lots and lots of solo ads that are out there. So that's a source that you can go to. Believe it or not, Craigslist is an amazing place for you to actually position value. I know people who have, have a $7 book that they put in a category on Craigslist, like in the job section, or in some of the other sections. I'm not looking at Craigslist right now, but the point I'm trying to make is you can start placing classified ads in very strategic places and get positioned to see your value. Now, obviously, I'm talking about making a small investment in what you have to offer, but if you do it correctly, you'll be able to receive a nice return on that. Carly or Tanisha, do you guys have anything you want to add to that as I continue to think through that?
Well, everybody knows that I'm that Fiverr chick, so you can, there is a way for you to position your product on Fiverr. But see, the thing about Fiverr is that you're getting leads to pay you, okay, on the front end. But there's a way to do it, but you can't put your stuff on Fiverr because Fiverr has traffic there. It already has traffic, and when you position yourself on Fiverr, you're positioning yourself in front of people who have their credit cards out waiting. They will throw some money at you. Okay, so you might want to think about that. And also, I know that, Pinterest, that, we do have someone that has a product out there. Stay ready. Since she can show you how to get your stuff seen on Pinterest. So, you got to kind of think outside the box. I mean, it's all these social media platforms, and just put it out there. Put it out there.
That's excellent. Did you say Instagram? I heard you say Pinterest. Did you say Instagram?
Oh, no, I didn't. I didn't say Instagram. That's another one. I would say Instagram.
Yeah.
I would say Instagram, any social media, your blog. I mean, there's all kinds of ways to promote.
Right. So here's what I would suggest you do. Take a look at the strategies that you are aware of and ask yourself, have I maximized what I already know? And if you have not maximized what you already know, do that. And then ask yourself, what other things can I now add to my skill set so that I can be a better marketer? All right. So you don't have to have 15 different things that you're doing. If you like Tanisha, I gave her a challenge with YouTube. You can hone in on a couple of different key strategies so that you can position yourself. And anytime there's a keyword that can be inserted into anything is going to be a powerful place for you to position yourself, because now people are looking for you based upon a keyword search. So SEO is a strategy, and from a basic level, you don't have to be a guru, but if you can understand search engine optimization, YouTube has its own SEO, Facebook has SEO. All of these major websites have an SEO concept that you can go in and learn some very basic things on. All right. I would suggest that if you know someone that has that skill, go out, reach out to them. If you don't know, you're free to place a question into the group and say, is there anyone in here that has an expertise on XYZ strategy of marketing? And then we will reach back to you and talk with you about how to help you get what you need. But in my opinion, anytime you can SEO something or learn how people are searching and you have value, you'll kill it. You know what I mean? You can absolutely kill it. But the main thing you want to make sure of is that you have good sound value that people will be excited about getting. Okay? Great question. So let's go on. I see the questions are flying in now. That took the lid off. Okay. Gail says, how do you get over the fear of success? I love questions like this. How do you get over the fear of success. Let's talk about fear. Give me 1 second here. I'm going to pull up something. Okay. So I want to talk about fear. This is how, and we all battle with fears on different levels. And so I want to share with you some perspective about fear. Okay. This is a 2 Timothy 1:7. It says, "For God did not give you the spirit of fear or timidity, but of power, love, and self-discipline, or a sound mind," depending on which version that you read. So whenever someone talks to me about fear, the first thing I want them to understand about fear is that it's a outside influence. The Bible says that it's a spirit. All right, and so what we interpret as emotions is not emotions. It's a response to something that's saying something to us in our spirit, in our head, that's causing us to have a rise in our emotions, because as human beings, our strongest intelligence is emotional intelligence. There's a book called Emotional Intelligence that you should go and get. But emotional intelligence is something that most people have not been able to learn or master because it's not taught in school. But as we are wired as human beings, we are emotionally wired. And so we respond emotionally first before we respond any other kind of way. That being said, the enemy knows that you're going to respond emotionally. And you might remember in the course I said that my mentor Myron says doubt is belief in the words of your enemy. Okay, doubt manifests in an emotion, just like fear manifests in an emotion. So the first thing that I would suggest that all of you guys do that battle with fear is recognize that you're in a battle. You have an enemy that's very cunning, an enemy that's very smart, that understands human nature, that can appreciate who you are, that's been watching you since the moment you were born. I mean, think about it. The warfare on your life is so deep that the enemy has been watching you since you cracked the earth, been watching you since you were 2 years old, since you were 6 years old, 9 years old, watching things accumulate in your life, seeing how your mind was shaped, seeing how your emotions were shaped. And so they created this awesome battle plan to come in and cause you to not live your full potential by getting you to fear what it is that God intends for you to receive. And so I would say the first step is to realize that this is not a natural fleshy thing. It's deeper than that. There is an influence out here in the air that is speaking into your spirit. And if you don't know that what's going on, it's like my 2-year-old son. I could do anything and say anything. He'll react, but because he's 2, he's not mature enough to appreciate what's going on. But when you become mature and somebody says certain things to you, you go, wait a minute. Okay? And that's you got to say, wait a minute. This is not me. This is some outside influence that I can't see out here that's trying to get me to believe something that ain't right. That's not true. It's a battle in the invisible world, first and foremost. That's where I want to say. The second thing you got to understand about fear is that it's a condition that you can change. When I say it's a condition, that means that your response to fear has become a repetitive pattern. And so because it's been a repetitive pattern, it creates a condition. And with any conditions that you create, you have to create a new repetitive pattern to change the condition. This is why the print money formula is working for some of the people faster than others, because the repetitive pattern that they created that's created this condition that they don't believe in themselves, they keep reinforcing that even though I come along and give them a different perspective. So some people have decided to make a radical shift to say, no, I'm not going to believe this anymore. I'm not going to follow this path any longer because it's not benefiting me. So it's equally as much as you need to understand it's an outside influence, it is also as much a conditioned pattern that you've created because that's been your response. I get fearful, I won't move. I get fearful, I won't move. You do that 200,000 times of your lifetime, it becomes a routine. And now you got to fight the routine. And third, I would say is feel the fear and do it anyway. You don't necessarily have to respond to the fear by not taking action. I think who was I talking to today? I was talking to somebody today about, James, my tech guy. I was talking to him. I said, man, whenever I know there's going to be a great, something great's going to happen, I get nerves. I don't get like fearful, but I do feel the tension. I feel it building up in me. And sometimes you can misinterpret that as something that it's not. But I recognize that in me, from what I'm saying, is that it's just an opportunity for me to focus. And, you know, when things happen to me that cause me to be fearful, I recognize that I'm a champion, first of all, and the enemy is going to try to defeat me. And he understands that if I respond emotionally, I'm not going to ever be able to move off that spot. So it's going to take some fight. It's going to take some determination, but it's also going to take you to recognize that it's not just emotions that's the problem. It's something way deeper than emotions. And that's the best I can give you right now. I hope that's helpful. I love questions like that. I hope it's been helpful that I was able to do anything with you there. All right, let's go on. Is there a way to, Sherry says, is there a way to determine if you have given away too much for a $7 product? I would say so. So here's what I would suggest you guys do to differentiate between what you should and shouldn't give in your $7 product. The $7 product should be more or less a blueprint. Okay, it should be more or less a blueprint, and what you sell beyond that becomes the implementation of the blueprint. For example, let's say I decided that I wanted to do a course to teach men, or to do a $7 product to teach men how to be better husbands. Okay, that's something I could actually teach. I've been married for almost 18 years as of November 1st. Been together with my wife for 20. I've had some ups and downs. But I've been able to have a successful marriage overall. And I could actually show a man how to turn his marriage around. And so when I say blueprint, what I would do basically is give him a headline of what it is. Okay, like these are the 10 things that you can do to turn your marriage around. Number 1, honor your wife ahead of yourself. Okay, you need to learn to honor your wife ahead of yourself. And what I would do is go into detail and explain what that means by steps. Okay, I would probably tell a story, and then I would go into telling that story by giving some principles. All right, the blueprint are principles. All right, so you break down principles. Okay, and then at the end of selling the principles, you want to now, in your $7 product, sell them on how to carry out the principles, which could be one-on-one coaching, which could be a full-blown video course. It could be a case study of something that you did, whatever it might be. But by and large, you want it to be a blueprint. Okay, that's what you want to sell. If you take a look at the first part of if you take a look at the Print Money Formula webinar, that is a $7 webinar. Okay, I could sell that for $7 because I taught from the moment I got into the 5 reasons why you don't make money, to the 5 reasons why people only make a couple $100s, to why the gurus, blah, blah, blah. And along the way, as I was doing those principles, I was teaching some things, okay? And all of you, for the most part, have told me that section alone has helped you. So I could actually sell that entire webinar for $7, including the back part about me teaching about the Print Money Formula, which would sell for $97. So hopefully that answers your question on that. All right. Let's see here. Mary says, I have an Etsy shop with almost 9,000 sales and just as many haven't really kept a list. Is there a way that I can collect names from my emails or some other way? Okay, now Etsy, I'm not that familiar with Etsy. Carly or Tanisha, if you have any knowledge on Etsy, let me know. What is
I haven't used Etsy. I don't think they have a good reporting program in it, but I mean, you could easily regenerate it, you know, like in a spreadsheet, and using the email addresses as like the contact info.
Mm-hmm. Okay, there you go.
It has to be manually done.
All right, let's see here. Good stuff. I have an ebook that I believe I am finished with, but is there someone who could read it over before I put it out there? Kelly's asking that question. Read it over for what purpose, Kelly? I would need to know what you would need it read over for. If you could give me some details on that, I'll circle back to you. As far as solo ad is concerned, what suggestion would you make concerning a swipe? Do you suggest that we write our own or allow the list owner to create one? It would really depend on the list owner. Some list owners, it's better for you to allow them to write the copy because they have the voice of their list, while others may ask you to write the copy so that you can send it out. My preference is to have a situation where they're writing their own copy because they know the list. That's my personal preference. You know, so that's my answer to that. As far as writing swipe copy as a skill set, that's something that you'll have to cultivate by educating yourself on how to write copy. A couple different resources there. Copyblogger.com is a free website that you can go to that teaches you some amazing stuff on how to write headlines and how to have you know, compelling written words that persuade people to take action. There's a book called The Irresistible Offer by Joe Sugarman, I think is his name. That's another great resource that you can use. Mike Dillard has a product out there called the Copywriters Guild. I don't know if it's still available for sale, but those are ways that you can do that. And I'm sure there's other people out there that do training on copywriting, but that would be a skill set that would have to be developed over time. So I would say in the beginning, if you don't have that skill or don't have the time or inclination to do it, find a traffic source that you could get them to write the copy. Now, right on Facebook, there's two groups that I belong to called Solo Ad Testimonials. If you just type in Solo Ad Testimonials, there's two groups on Facebook that you can join that are people who offer solo ads, but I like that group because they post testimonies. You know, okay, I used this guy, and this is how many clicks I bought, and this is how many clicks he delivered, and this is the percentage of conversion, and how many sales, and all that. So it's a great, safe way for you to enter in the solo ads, and most people wouldn't have known to do without it being risky. Okay, hope that helps. Any way to promote your offer with almost no cash? Of course, so social media. That's a great way to do it. You know, I don't know if we have any in-house Instagram and Pinterest experts. I think Tanisha alluded to that. But if you can get your hands on some training as it relates to social media, there's some great stuff out there on Instagram that I have seen that people are just killing it. I know people make a lot of money just posting pictures on Instagram, which is 100% free. Yeah, Pinterest as well. So social YouTube channel, you know, your YouTube channel. I've made a lot of money posting on YouTube. So those are some sources, but I would say stick with social media if you're trying to stick with low-cost strategies. But you want to work to evolve to being able to pay for it. Don't live on free strategies the whole rest of your life. But I understand if you got to start there. Ladies, do you have anything else you want to add to that?
What was I going to say? I know, yeah, like Larry was saying, we do have people in the group. I don't know if I can drop names, of the experts in the, okay. Well, I know for Pinterest, you guys want to make sure you hit up Kay Reddy. She just dropped an awesome course. Hit her up. And then for Instagram, the Instagram coach is Keisha Bass. We got people in the group that can help you, and that's why I love this group, because we have experts on everything. Y'all know I'm the Fiverr chick. You know Kay is the Pinterest chick. Keisha is the Instagram chick. And anybody else who comes, who rises up. So we're taken care of here. So make sure you be active in the group. And I'm going to tell you, I have people ask me, where do you get your people from, for your clients? Well, let me tell you something. You say to offer with no cash. Facebook is not something that I'm not a social type of person. But, when Larry was like, look, you need to hit this and you need to do that, I had to set my chaos zone. Okay, so I do video. I love videos, but I knew that there's a lot of people on Facebook. So you see me making an offer all the time on my Facebook. Put that stuff on Facebook and make sure your Facebook is open, because people will look and find you and they will hit you up. But it's definitely social media. Social media. There's a lot of ways to do it for free. So, Reddy and Keisha Bass, and just look within the group. And if you guys out there that have something, some type of strategy, put it in the group. I promise you. You know what I'm saying? People need you in the group. So put your expertise out there and watch what happens.
Mm-hmm. All righty. Let's go back and find some more questions. Yeah, people mentioning Twitter and all kind of stuff. All right, let's see here. Somebody said, emotional intelligence, who is the author of that book? How about type in Google, emotional intelligence, or go to Amazon and type it in? Do that. I don't know the author's name. All right. Okay, Kelly says, I just want to make sure that what I wrote can be easily understood by the average person and is not too confusing. Okay, well, a couple things you can do there, Kelly. Pay somebody to read it for you. You know, go to Fiverr and pay somebody to read. I don't know if there's a proofreader kind of person on there or whatever. I'm not really sure. I really get your question though. I'm not really sure. How many pages is the book? What's the book about? You know, why are you concerned about it being too confusing? Help me understand how I can help you with that. All right. Okay. Daniel Goldman is the author of Emotional Intelligence. So Connie did the work. All right. Phenomenal. Okay. All right. Let's see what else can we get out of the group here. All right. Let me also say this about the help desk concept. This is very surface, and I know that it's surface because we're just getting into it. But I want to kind of dig in deeper into what I want the help desk concept to be about. I want the help desk concept I want it to be more about how can we get you to print more money, I guess, if I can put it to you like that. Now, obviously, some of these questions can and do that, and I may just not be communicating it in the way that I'm feeling it. But that's what I really want this to be about, the spirit of Larry, I got my project in motion, and you know, I'm trying to sell it. I haven't made any sales yet. You know, can you help me understand how I can make some sales? Now, when we get into the real help desk concept, it'll be a much smaller group of people, and you'll be able to dig into be able to dig into you one-on-one. I'll be able to review some stuff like the young ladies asked me about reviewing a book. I'll be able to review it depending on how big it is. Okay. But that's what I really want this. I want you guys to understand it. I want to help you take this to the next level. I want to help you make some money with your projects, and you're doing a great job of asking questions. I just wanted to, you know, help you understand what I'm trying to accomplish with the help desk that we got here. Let's see here. Okay, Sherry says she may have over-delivered on her book. All right. Yeah, you may raise the price. I mean, it really would just depend. So what I typically try to do is separate out from the blueprint to the actual how-to. Like if I was trying to help somebody get a green lawn again, I think I may have talked to somebody about this. You know, if I don't know much about lawns, but if I was trying to educate somebody how to get their lawn green, I would say, number one, learn the type of grass that you have. And here are ways that you can find out the type of grass you have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I might even list some resources that they can go and download or access or go visit that can help them understand what kind of grass they have. Then the second thing I would tell them to do is you need to identify, based upon the type of grass you have, what kind of fertilizer or cycle that it needs in order to be healthy grass. Now we'll break, okay, these are the things you need to do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The bigger product that you sell gets into the how-to of the detail of the outline that you gave them in your actual $7 product. Okay, so for example, when we're talking about fertilizer in this example, and I don't know much about grass, I'm just going off the top of my head. You know, if I'm talking about, okay, learning the type of fertilizer that's best for your grass, in the actual course you sell them, you'll be out there in the grass, literally doing it and helping them understand these are some pitfalls to avoid. And if you see this kind of situation happen, let me show you how to do that. You know, you get into way more detail in the actual training than you would in the blueprint phase of what it is that you sell somebody. There's always going to be something incomplete in anything that you teach. It's near impossible to be exhaustive. because there's a lot of things that you can do, but at the same time, you do want to kind of have a balance and think of it like graduating. You graduate a person to the next level. Sometimes people seem to think that they gotta pack from kindergarten to doctorate degree in a $7 product, but really what you got to learn to identify is how much of this is elementary, how much of this is middle school, how much of this is high school, and how much of this now gets into higher education. And we all know that a higher education is where you start paying for stuff. All right, and even at the higher education, you have the associates, the bachelor's, the doctorate, the PhD, and all that other stuff. So each one of those goes up in levels of cost and detail. And so kind of look at your products along those lines, and that'll help you kind of make sure that you don't segment. Okay. Is it legal to sell my book, $7 downloadable product on eBay? All right, my eBay experts, what's the answer to that?
You can sell anything on eBay.
There you go.
Pretty much.
All right. Is this helping everybody? I know there's a lot of great. Yes, go ahead.
You know what? I was thinking about one of the products that I created, and actually my fiber coaching, when I used to, before the print money formula, I would give these people like everything. But the way that I would do it, you can actually give somebody everything, and they still won't do nothing with it. But if your product at the end says, hey, if you need one-on-one coaching, they will pay for that, because a lot of people, they want that assistance, you know. And so that's how I tell people, this is the way I do it, and it works. You know, I over deliver, but I kind of overwhelm them and well, you can do this with this, but you got to set it up like this. But it gets them to say, can you help me? And I'd be like, I've been over $197, you know. So it goes into that bigger package, or which is coaching, or you take them step by step. So a lot of people, you can give them everything, but they still won't take action unless you let them know, hey, if you need a little bit more help, and I'll take you step by step. Then that's when you throw that I'm taking all money, and I'm taking that real money. Now you're gonna pay, like you said, you're gonna pay more for it if you want something in depth. So I just wanted to put that in there.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, anytime somebody, that's a great point. You know, whenever you, some people think that if I'll give them too much away and they won't. You're exactly right. That's just why I like to open this up like this, because no matter what you give a person, if you offer one-on-one help, you know, they'll be more apt to do that because it feels like it's a shortcut. It feels like it's help, and it is help, but it does feel like it's a shortcut. I bought a software recently and paid $200 to a guy to actually learn it for me. You know, that wasn't offered with the software, but I didn't want to. They got video tutorials, but I was like, man, I'm not trying to sit here and go through all these videos. I said, here, watch all the videos for me. Let's set up an appointment, and you take an hour of your time. I take an hour of my time, and you give me the once over so I can get this thing going. Okay, that's basically what she just said. Okay, all the video tutorials, right, literally with screenshots. They took you through everything, and I'm like, I'm not the one. I need you to show me in an hour. I don't have 20 hours. Okay. All right.
But wait, hey, you know what else too, Larry? Another thing too is, you know what? When you give them, if you're giving them so much in that $7, you're over delivering. And if you have it selling the product, they're gonna be like, dang, this is good. I wonder what's in the next product. You know what I'm saying? I teach my fiber clients, y'all better be you better be over delivering. And for those of y'all who have trained with me, you know what I'm talking about. Over deliver. That's what I'm gonna need you to do. So yeah.
Excellent. All right. Sister Barlow says, I sell my ebook on my blog. I sold a lot of them, but I have to send out the ebook myself in a PDF form in an email. Is that how most start out, or is there a way to automatically get it downloaded? Yeah, you can basically you can put it on a web page. There's a couple different things you can do. If you have a PayPal button, you can actually, there's a when you create your PayPal button, let's say it's a $10 book. It doesn't matter the cost. When you set up your PayPal button, there's a step 3 that you can actually put a link in for a checkout. So when you guys think about when you bought the print money formula, those of you that saw it, it says return to Larry Beecham Enterprises. When you click on that, it took you to a page. Now, in your case, it would take them to a page where they can simply download the book. So that it now automates the process. There's nothing that you actually have to do. Okay? So you would just basically go to a website where you can upload the book, and then that website will kick out a link that someone can click on, and it instantly downloads to their computer. So that would automate that process. I believe Dropbox has that function where you can actually take a link, upload your file to Dropbox, and then there's a link that you can actually put back there, and they can just click on it and download the book right to their website. That's not the only source, but there's many others.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Anybody else? Anything else you ladies want to add to that?
Nope.
All right. What else do we got? You scroll back up and see if I missed anybody. Are you guys seeing value in what we're doing tonight? So, somebody said they're overthinking some stuff. That's typical of people.
Mm-hmm.
Right. You know what? When you just said someone was overthinking it, I think a lot of people, they think too that, okay, I got to create this product, so it has to be this grand production. I'm gonna tell you, if you're like a professional, that's gonna hold you back. It's gonna hold you back. So you might just go out and put it out. My products, I'm sitting on a chair and I'm talking. You will never. I'm not a writer, so everything I do, I speak or something where I have to run my mouth. So if I like my $7 product, I have a $17 product, $37 product. I am just sitting in front of my laptop and I am talking. It's not about how your product looks. It's the value that you're giving. Okay? You got to be giving that value. Just put it out there. And I know that a lot of people will think, well, it's not, I got to get a video editor. I got to do it. No, you don't. You don't have to get a video editor. Just put it out there. And that whole fear of success, I should know because I have fear of success. Someone had to tell me, you know why you don't do this? You know why you like to coach people and do all this stuff? It's because, and this was 3 years ago, and I was like, dang, that is so true. But you know what got me out of that is I had to look at my surroundings. I was like, if I keep doing this and being a scaredy cat, because that's what I was, I'm going to be, nothing around me is going to change. So I had to say, you know what, I'm about to do this. I'm scared, but I'm about to do it. And that's how I got into Fiverr. And once everybody was like, oh my gosh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. But I need you to understand that there's people out there that's for you. If you continue to have that fear, they will not find you, and ain't nothing in your life going to change. Just do it. I promise you're going to be like, dang, you know what? Okay. Just do it. That's it.
Excellent. Excellent. All right. Gleaning more questions. Let's see if we got more questions. I see Tanisha is in the group commenting, thanking people that's good. Let's see here. All right. Any other questions? All right, so it looks like we might have come to the end of some questions. Let me take the last few minutes and share with you guys where I want to go with the help desk concept and give you an opportunity to participate more in a concentrated way. Here's what I was thinking, and I've already started creating somewhat of a mastermind with a few of you. And my mission is to create a couple things. I want to help you create a couple things. So let me stop looking at the chat and focus. I want you guys to think about $20,000 for a moment as a monthly income. $20,000 as a monthly income. And the reason why I want you to think about $20,000 as a monthly income is because most people are overly focused on being wealthy in terms of millions and millions of dollars. But I want to give you some perspective on $20,000 a month that you might not have ever taken as it relates to where I want to go with the help desk and what I'm going to bring to that. So let's say $20,000 comes into your household on a monthly basis, and let's say you take the first $4,000 and that goes towards charitable giving and paying yourself. Okay, that leaves $14,000 left over. I'm sorry, charitable giving and taxes. All right, so you got $14,000 or $16,000 left over. Okay. Now, if you take $1,000 of the remaining $16,000, somebody keep me on track, Tanisha or Carly, keep me on track with these numbers because I may mess them up. All right, but out of $16,000 left, if you take $1,000, which will leave $15,000, you take $1,000, you can drive almost any car you want to drive. Okay, literally. I mean, aside from something like a Bentley or something. You take $1,000 a month, and you be very, very close to driving almost any car, Mercedes, BMW, Infiniti, you name it. You can drive almost any car you want, brand new or late model, whatever. All right. So now we're left with $15,000. If you take another $3,000 of the remaining $15,000, taking you down to $12,000, you got $3,000. You can live in 90+% of any neighborhood in America. 90+%. When I first moved to Florida, I lived in a house that was 3,500 square feet, had 5 bedrooms, 3 full bathrooms, a 6-seater theater, and a pool in a gated community backed up to a lake for just over $3,000. And that's a lot of house for most of you. That's a nice house for most of you. For $3,000, you can live almost anywhere you want. It would be a radical jump in lifestyle from where you are right now. Okay? So now I'm down to what, $12,000? So if you take another $2,000 out, because now you're living in this big house, you're gonna need, maybe $1,000 towards utilities and another $1,000 just because. All right. So now I'm down to $10,000. All right. You take another $3,000 out of that, and now you're talking about all of the rest of your everyday living things, like your food, your groceries, your toiletries, your basic things. All right. So now you're down to $7,000. All right. You put another $2,000-$3,000 away for your kids if you have kids to save towards college. In a year's time, $3,000 a month is about $36,000 that you've saved up towards college. If you don't have any kids, well, you don't have to have that. You fill it in with something else. And then there's a few other, investing in a business. You see how I sliced up $20,000, and this is like you don't have any debts, you don't have any major issues, you just have income. But look at what you can do if you diced it down like that, okay? And so my point is, you can live extremely well. And this is where most people, when they start trying to get rich, they hit $200,000 or $300,000 or $400,000, and they go, well, do I really need to go to $1 million? Probably not, because of what I just described. $20,000 for most of you, consistent income will be life-changing income. You would be able to do anything you really wanted to do. And is that true or not true? You can do anything you want to do. So I want to get close to you, close enough to you so that I can help you facilitate that happening in your life. I want to show you what it really would take, not only from the standpoint of daily habits and principles and application, but in terms of planning. When's the last time you sat in an opportunity meeting and got involved in an opportunity, and then as a part of the other side of being involved, somebody cared enough to sit down with you and say, hey, let's look at your money. Do you have a savings account? You don't have $1,000 saved up? Then let's talk about a plan to get you $1,000 saved up. Has that ever happened? It's happening today. That's what I'm basically saying as part of what I want to do. Is there anybody saying to you, look, I want to help you overcome your personal issues? Some of you talked about fear. Some of you talked about different things. I want to be able to kind of get close enough to you so I can help you with that stuff, on top of all the other stuff that we talked about tonight, being able to look over your projects, being able to help you understand how to tighten up your headlines. Some of you need to tighten up the headlines to your books. Some of you need to tighten up the delivery mechanisms of what it is you do. Some of you clearly don't have the technical know-how to do some of the things that you've been asking me to, and that's fine. It's okay. We're going to be able to help you with that. When I say we, I mean me and whoever else decides to help me with this whole process. But I want to know who out there wants to look at a plan to make $20,000 a month from what they already know right here. I'm not introducing no businesses. That's not what I do no more. Okay, this is what I do. I help you print money, but I want to help you take it to the next level. But the guts of this thing is not only that, but also there's some people that I know that will come privately and teach you some things. I know some people who know quite a bit about marketing, who know quite a bit about selling, who know quite a bit about overcoming yourself, that will come in, to a concentrated group of people and give you some training and some teaching and some one-on-one assistance. And I want to kind of help you guys with that stuff. So I'm in a group, and I want to know who is interested, in this help desk. Do you see the value in what I've already delivered? Do you see that value? And I want to know if anybody sees. If nobody sees the value, there's no sense in me going any further. Tanisha, I think you're the only one. You and Carly are the only two that see the value. I'm just kidding. I just asked a question real quick. Let me see who else has a comment. I really wish I had somebody, before I got online, in my early parts of my stuff I was trying to do, I couldn't afford $5,000. I couldn't afford $500, for somebody to help me out. But if I had an opportunity to work with somebody that made it affordable, I would take advantage of it. And that's kind of where I'm going. I just want to kind of get an idea of who wants to really step up to the plate and participate in sort of a help desk inner circle concept. Now, I'll be happy to answer. I answer questions in the group all the time. I don't have a problem helping people with questions. So I want to be able to help you guys facilitate what it's going to take to get to that next level. And let me tell you some of what it's going to take. You got to learn how to evolve from a $7 product to a $497 or $997 product. You got to learn how to evolve into a position that you can take $5,000 in coaching, okay, and it not bother you to do it. When I say it doesn't bother you, you believe in your value enough, and the other person believes in your value enough to pay you $5,000 and not blink. You need to be able to learn how to do that, ladies and gentlemen. Seriously. And there's some nuances of your personality that are probably blocking you from believing some stuff. $7 is real believable for a lot of you, but $7,000 is not. You would go, man, I can't believe anybody will pay me $7,000. Well, you probably had that same challenge for $7 before the print money formula. Tanisha, shared some of the challenges that she had with it. So what I want to now do is teach you how to evolve, because in order for you to hit these levels of income, when we say take all money, we're talking about taking all money at a whole nother level now. We're talking about being able to get 10 people to give you $5,000 all at one time. I've had that happen to me before. Okay, it's a really fun thing to have happen to you. But you have to be able to grow into the kind of person it takes to do that. So I've kind of given you a starter kit with the print money formula in general, and you should definitely keep moving forward with that. But for a choice few, and I keep mentioning Tanisha because she was the one that jumped out there at first that started to produce a lot, and so I started pouring back into her. Here now, me and Carly, are talking more often, and there's a few others out there that I'm looking for. But at the end of the day, if we're going to be able to take the print money formula to the next level, like I think all of you want to, we got to have some really strong. We got to have a real strong showing in the market, because the truth is, a lot of people are on the edge of their bed crying about how they're going to pay their bills, and they're involved in 3 different opportunities, and none of those opportunities they've been able to make any money with. And all along, what they need is right on the inside of them, and they just don't see it. But the evolution of where you are today and getting to the point where you have a $500 product, a $1,000 product, a $2,000 product, a $5,000 product. Some of you have the ability to go stand up in front of an event, and I can teach you how to do this, and some of you will be speaking we have next year, but you'll be able to have the skill to stand up in front of an event and from stage teach and train on something and have a product in the back of the room that's $500 and 100 people buy it that day after you talk for an hour. But in order for you to be able to get that into your life, you got to be able to build up the belief, and you got to be able to build up the skill to be able to produce that. So $20,000 can have. Let me tell you, it's easier to make $20,000 in a month than it is to make $20,000 in a year. Now let that sink in for a minute. It really is. You know how I know it's easier to do it? Because I have hosted webinars and I've done it. I've hosted webinars and I've done it. I talk for 2 hours or an hour or 90 minutes, and $20,000 show up because of the leverage. It's leverage. It's learning how to leverage. So, like my mentor Myron said, if two people were racing, okay, and he has polio, one of his legs he has a brace on, and he uses this example. He said, if we got into a race and we won a mile, who would win the race? And the person would say, well, I would win the race. And Myron would say that would be true unless I was on a bike. Okay, now if that person's on foot and he's on a bike, there's no way they're going to beat him in a mile because he'll get there faster and with less effort because the bike is the lever. And then he takes it up another notch. He said, well, if we got into a race and you had a bike, who would win? And I had a bike. He said, who would win? He said, I don't know. He said, well, I would win because the bike I would have would be a motorcycle bike. Because over a stretch of mile, a bicycle competing with a motorcycle bike is no competition. But guess what? We went from walking to biking, from biking to motorcycle, the speed at which a motorcycle can get to a mile compared to a bike is no comparison. But you can get there faster and with less effort. But where most people are is that they use their legs, metaphorically speaking, to make all their money. So they can sprint as fast as they want. They'll never be able to compete with a bike, never be able to compete with a motorcycle, and certainly will never be able to compete with a car and a jet. Okay? So it's easier to make $20,000 a month than it is to make $20,000 a year. It just is. Tanisha has made and Carly have made some of the easiest money. And ladies, don't let me speak for you. I just want you to tell me, by way of the fact that you have a platform like Fiverr, wherever you're using, plus your product and the money you have made in that little bit of time, am I telling the truth? Have you been able to make easier money faster now than you've ever been able to make in your life? Am I right or wrong?
You are very right. You know what? I want to touch on something that you said. How you were saying, like, you got to grow. What were you saying? You were talking about how you have to grow, like the whole $7. They don't believe in that value. Let me tell you something. My Fiverr coaching, I started off saying, oh yeah, I'll charge you $50. But then Desiree, she was like, nah, you're not doing that. You're not gonna do that. You need to start high. And I was so nervous to say 97. So now I've just been dropping that 97. Now I'm like, oh, 97 is like $5. We got to take it up. So for those of y'all that see that I'm, the way that I make my offer now is, okay, 97, we're going to go up to 197. I'm comfortable, with that. And I know that if people are going to, if they pay 97, I know that they're going to pay 197. And it's crazy because when I was doing the 50, I guess I was okay with that. But then with the whole 97, I would just sit there and put my offer out there. You got to pay me the 97. You got to pay me the 97, and I'm not even saying nothing. So it is very easy, because before, and it's funny that you said that too, Larry, because I'm thinking like, man, I was struggling back in the day to make some money, but now look, I'm charging cats 97, dollars, and they are just paying like it ain't nothing. And like last night when I came home, I was sitting there and I was thinking about all the money that I've made, and I'm like, wow. This is the first for me. And I was looking at my my inbox. I said, well, I'm about to go to bed. I said, but it sure would be nice if I can get one more person to get that $500 today, right? Get that $500 a day. So I was looking at my inbox. Boop, you got a payment. I was like, oh, dang. And that's when I said, hey, y'all, what, 504, good night. It is easy. You are not lying on that, Larry. It is.
Yeah. And so, Carly, anything you want to add to that?
Yeah, absolutely. I started with the ebooks, and I've gotten into live online coaching, and I had a really hard time charging what I originally charged. And after the first person gave me the first testimony, I said, okay, I get it now. Based on what my knowledge was, what people were telling me, what my time was worth, I increased my prices, and people are still paying.
Yep.
That's the point. Know your worth.
Yep.
Yeah. So if I pull up my PayPal back office, you see I probably have 80 or 90 links and buttons to all kind of stuff because I get the principle. One of the things that has radically changed Tanisha's life that you guys will get is when I told her not only the 274 goal, and so you know what 274 is, it's $100,000 a year in income, and I wanted her to set that as a target because I knew that I knew it was easy to do, but she had to grow to believe in that. But that paper, that stuff that she has hanging on her wall, that was a suggestion I made so that she could visually see, and you guys would radically transform your effort, radically transform your belief if you were to do what she did and hang that paper on the wall. But these are the kinds of things that I want to give you within the inner circle, within I call it the mastermind or the synergy group or whatever you want to call, for those that really want that concentrated help. And that's what I'm here for. I've been hearing over and over and over again from almost everybody that's taking any action on this training that I've way underpriced it. And that's okay that you feel that way. But I don't really look at it like that. I look at it like I just want people to get results. And I know that the more I work, and some of you have had one-on-one coaching calls with me and have walked away different, have walked away because God has used me to facilitate access to something you needed, starting with the print money formula. That's all this is about, really. So I want to be able to offer you guys an opportunity to work more in a close-knit group. The Facebook group is always available. We'll always try to help you out. But I want to take some people by the hand and help them understand how to build a $20,000 a month blueprint, opportunity aside, network marketing aside, selling everybody else's stuff aside, even the print money formula affiliate program aside. And I know some of y'all going to smash that in the face. Fine. I'm glad for you. I want you to. But my vision is bigger than that. My vision for you is bigger than that. But I'm just asking that you consider yourself a visionary and big enough to receive some help like that. All right? And that's a few of you that said that you were interested in that help. All right? So here's what I want to offer you guys. So the inner circle, what I want to do is be able to segment this down to just a few people to start off. I'm looking at maybe 10 or 20 people. It really would, and I'm sure Carly and I know Tanisha already said yeah before, because I talked to Tanisha as kind of the first person in my mastermind. Then there's Carly, who I would like to invite in, and some others. But so basically what I wanted to offer you guys is what I call like a synergy mastermind, where we meet once a week privately, and you're able to bring whatever you have to bear, especially your projects. And I want to help you lay out a plan to evolve from your $7 product all the way up through and into your big profit maximizer product, the one that when it hits your PayPal or your credit, your merchant processing account, it like makes you tear up to believe that somebody just sent you $500 or $1,000 or $2,000 or $5,000 or whatever. I'm working on a $50,000 product right now. None of you I would say right now you'd be ready for, but I'm saying that to you because I want you to understand how I'm out there that far. That I already have a $20,000 product. I'm looking at a $50,000 product, and let me just tell you, there's people that will spend $50,000 on your product. There's people that have credit cards in their wallets that have $50,000 on them, and they will swipe that credit card and give you their $50,000. I've seen it done many, 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 many times. Why don't I have? This is the one. My mentor said this to me one time. I thought it was funny. He said, Larry, he said, you know what the number one reason why? What did he say? Let me put it to you how he said. He said the number one reason why most people can't sell a $50,000 product. You know what the number one reason is? And I'm going in my head like, man, maybe it's they don't believe in themselves. Maybe it's because they're not ready. Maybe because they're in the wrong market. He said, the number one reason why most people never sell a $50,000 product is because they don't have one to sell.
I love it.
In other words, they have never made an offer to anybody for $50,000. No different than you ladies and some of the others here who before the training never made $97 offers. So why would you get paid a $97 payment on something that you've never? Nobody's going to just randomly give you $97 consistently. You have never sold a $50,000 product because you never offered one. Well, guess what? I'm gonna fix that. I'm gonna fix that. So the Inner Circle Mastermind, we're gonna meet once a week. And where you're going to be able to bring your projects, bring whatever you got. I'm going to help you lay out a game plan to ramp up your actual product line. Also help you to lay out a blueprint for your 20K income. in order to do that. So the mastermind basically is going to be, you can participate in one of two basic ways. All right. You can do a $300 a month payment that's month to month. There's no contract. There's no commitment. Or you can do a weekly $90 payment. Okay. And so that way, I keep the number small where, it's 10, 15, 20 of us together. And I think I spent probably, I don't know how long we been on this thing tonight? 2 hours. So what'll happen is, if it's 10 of y'all as an example, we'll spend probably 2 to 3 hours together a week, and you'll all have an opportunity to not only present your projects, but believe it or not, you all have unique value that you'll bring to the group as well. So we'll all be able to benefit from what you bring to the table. But the guts of this thing is for me to be able to work with some of you that are ready on a one-on-one basis, and this is what I would charge $5,000 for. And I would only be with one person an hour a week. That's all that my coaching right now is $5,000 for an hour a week. All right, for 12 weeks. So most people can't afford that right now. So what I'm now offering is pretty much the same with a lot bulkier offering, and then also being able to bring experts to the table. That I already have a guy lined up for November. For those of you that have this ebooks and stuff, I got a guy that has some training on how to be a best-selling author with ebooks. And so, if you want to get into that space, I'm going to be bringing people into the inner circle who have that level of skill. I have people who understand taxes at another level that you may not even understand. I have people who understand buying traffic and marketing at another level beyond where I'm at right now that I'm learning. I just spent an hour with a guy who has a $1,000 course on Facebook PPC and also on some other stuff that he was nice enough to do a hangout with me, and I didn't have to pay the $1,000. It was an equitable value exchange, but he did do that for me, and I'm able to bring people like that to the table for that kind of thing. So again, if there's a few of you out there that want to participate, I want to give you an opportunity to do that. You can go to Mastermind. Let me put it in the chat here. I'm going to put a new tab up here, or new post. And I got 2 quick links that you can join. And they're subscription links. One's a weekly subscription. The other one's a monthly. The 300 is monthly. The 90 is weekly. Of course, the 300 is less expensive. But let's see here. Let me post those links in the group real quick so you guys can click right on and make it easy. Crap. All right, here we go. Facebook's tripping. Okay, I'm typing it up here. All right, whatever I wasn't able to communicate to you guys, let me just overlay it with this. You guys have been around me long enough to know at this point that I'm here to make sure you get what you came for, whatever that means to you. And so whatever I didn't say or didn't articulate clearly about the mastermind, at the end of the day, I'm committed to making sure you get to where you're trying to go. For who I've worked with so far, the closest has been Tanisha. Is going to step up to be Carly and some other people. But Tanisha can speak to you about the time. Well, I'm just going to let Tanisha share with you. Tanisha, just let them share from your heart. Just the time that we have spent since we have connected. Where I'm at with what I'm offering.
He's on a whole nother level. Like you said, we do talk a lot, and the things that he has shared with me it's mind blowing. And with this whole concept of him being available, you got to look at it. When you look out in the industry, there's nobody doing this. There's nobody doing this. I mean, you see a lot of people who are at his level, and some of them ain't at his level, and you can't even get in contact with them like that and get this type of attention and the value that he's giving you. But I know that working with him, just when I'm seeing things one way, and then he comes and he's giving me something, and I'm like, oh my gosh, wait a minute, hold up, wait, really? You know, so I just hope that you guys can understand and hear like what he's saying, like really understand, because he really wants to help. He really wants to help you in a whole nother level. It's like priceless. It's so priceless. I know he blows my mind every day, because you know this is new for me. This is new for me. The way he, you know, the tips and the things that he tells me, I'm just like, it's just speechless. So I just listen to what he's saying and what he's trying. Just really wrap your mind around this and don't sleep on it, because you're not going to get this anywhere else. I promise you that. You're not going to really say too much. I'm excited about it, but I words can't explain. Words just cannot explain.
Appreciate that. I got a lot to share, you know, and as I told Tanisha, and I'll keep it real with you, I want to work with the people who doing the work. She hears from me a lot, and Carly, Carly and I are just really getting to know each other, but if she hasn't noticed, I'm starting to step up and be in the touches. And the reason is because I'm looking for players. I'm looking for people who really believe in this vision and are really taking action. And I told Tanisha, she thought it was funny. I said, stop working and see what happens to our communication. Did I not say that to you? Did I not say that?
Hey, you did say that. He said stop producing and see what happened. Guess what? I hit that 400 one day and I hit that 504 the next. That's not happening, because ain't nobody gonna do this. So no, that's not going down. Mm-mm.
And you know, look, I mean, you guys got to learn some things about how to really get to the next level for yourself. Some of you still don't know how to really appreciate your time, and that's a part of the process of evolving into the point where, you know, you can take money and you can like my wife posted something since I've been sitting here with you guys about being upstairs with the kids. You know, some of you have sacrificed so much for so long for so little return. And it's time out for that.
Yeah.
It's time out for that. I don't believe in delayed gratification like people teach it. I don't know if I'm going to be here tomorrow. My 2-year-old son needs to see me every day. I'm not going to put my 2-year-old son off for 10 years and then start spending some time with him. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. My wife, I'm not going to do it, ladies and gentlemen. And I don't believe in delayed gratification like it's being taught. And I don't believe you need to delay certain things. I believe you should be able to enjoy some things right now on the way to some better stuff. But it's going to take a radical shift in your mentality, and it's going to take somebody, you know, getting on your butt a little bit. Some of y'all needed me to kick your butt in some of these 30-minute calls, because it was a 30-minute butt kicking. Some of y'all appreciated that because it gives you perspective on what really matters. And, you know, that's the kind of stuff that will happen. And if you're okay with being around somebody who's not going to let you stay where you are. You know, some of y'all downloaded my audio, Coming to the Table Ready to Win, and how I went off. That's what Tanisha said, I went off. But whatever. But my point is, that's my attitude towards wanting to get that's my attitude towards wanting to help people is when I see that you got potential and I see that there's an opportunity to transform your life, you know, I'm going to get in your face a little bit. You know, that's relevant to you. I'm going to teach you how to think better and think at a level that's going to help your money come in like it should. And I don't want you to make the mistakes I made. You know, I want to help you navigate around. But it starts tonight. It starts with you deciding to join the inner circle if it's for you. And, you know, we'll go from there. But, you know, like I said, you guys, if you don't think it's for you right now, I get it. It's no problem. You know, just whenever you think it's time, great. But I'm going to tell you what, you guys think Tanisha and Carly making money now? Y'all wait and see. Y'all ain't gonna believe it. Yeah, it ain't gonna, and it won't matter if you believe it or not. It's gonna be real. It's as real as the money they're making right now. I almost said this little money. This is as real as the money they're making right now. All right, and I'm just trying to be as straight up as I can with you guys. All right. So that being said, let me see if there's any other questions. I put the links for the masterminds in the group. We'll post a replay of this webinar tomorrow. Let's see if there's any other questions left over that I need to cover. Vashawn Patterson, congratulations on your reality check. I just seen a post he put. I guess I didn't catch that fact that he made some money. So never too late to recognize somebody making some money in the print money team. All right, let's see who has any further questions. Yeah. Greg Napier said, "Thanks, Larry, for getting in my face."
Yeah,
that's funny. Okay. All right. So those of you saying you would really like to be part of the mastermind, like Brad said, well, if you go to the top of the group, I have a link that I believe I pinned to the top. Nope, I didn't. Let me pin it. Okay. I pinned it to the top of the Facebook group, and so now you can actually go ahead and participate in whichever one you want. And we will be starting next Sunday. Next Sunday night, we'll be getting started. And I will get with those of you who are purchasing the training on, I'm thinking about maybe 7 or 8, but if we all collectively come up with a different day, that's fine, but I set it for Sunday, and we'll have a private link, and so we're actually going to be all on the Hangout together. This won't be like you guys chatting in Facebook. We'll all be together. We'll all be able to talk. We'll all be able to communicate, and, we'll be able to, help you guys get to the next level for what you got. So it's been a lot covered tonight. I thank you guys for hanging in there as long as you have, for those of you that were able to hang in there. So I want to give Carly and Tanisha an opportunity to wrap up tonight's call. And I just want to thank everybody for all your contributions to the Facebook group. I thank you for the private messages I've been getting of you guys encouraging me and thanking me for, bringing this course to the world in a sense. And I call the Facebook group the House of Encouragement for a reason. It's been really good that, for the most part, it's been clean. We're going to get some knuckleheads in the group from time to time, but for the most part, it's been a clean group. It's been some really good quality people joining the team. And I'm just looking forward to helping you to pick it up when it comes to your productivity and your money and all of that good stuff. So let's take this print money thing to the next level together. Whether it's in the group like this or you get in the mastermind, one way or the other, we're going to be here to help you. So that being said, Tanisha and Carly, I want to give you some opportunity to give some final thoughts before we wrap up tonight's call. So Carly, you can go ahead and start it off, and Tanisha, you can wrap it up.
Okay. What I want everyone to know is the value that Larry is bringing forward in this, not only this group, but also in the mastermind, is absolutely priceless. I cannot reiterate, I wouldn't care how much money it would be. I'd pay it. That's all I got to say.
Well, all right then.
As long as I'm in, we're good.
Well, all right then. All right. Tanisha, it's on you, sis.
Oh man! First off, Larry, I'm just excited about it, and I just want to say, you see that Larry is so passionate about our success, and like I said, I can't, man, words cannot explain, man. You got to understand, if you haven't wrapped your brain around what he's doing right now, man, please wrap your mind around it and get it. Because I'm pretty sure there's a few of us in here, we were in a couple of programs, and them top earners was like, if you ain't making 10 G's, you can't get to me, and you got Larry here providing this for us, and it's like he wants to help. And for those of you out there, you're thinking you're kind of overthinking stuff. Stop overthinking stuff. Just do it. Fear of success? Nah, you don't have fear. Just go out there and do it. And I keep saying this. I think I said this about 3 or 4 times. I'm gonna say it about 5 or 6 right here. You guys got something that people are willing to pay for. Don't let that fear hold you back. I'm gonna tell you, I was queen of fear, not doing anything, and I had to step out. So I'm telling you, what we got here, we are. And I don't even like to call this a team. Like, we are a family. We are a family, and y'all can do it. I believe in each and every one of y'all. So just go out there and do it and know what you have here. So, that's all I got to say on that. Just go out there and get that money. Because, hey, I'm still getting money today, y'all. Go get that money.
Good stuff. All right. Well, listen, I want to wrap up tonight's call with a prayer. I may invite Sister Barlow or even Sonia, some others in the future to do this, but you know, this is me. You know, I'm one of those guys that doesn't push his faith, but I don't pull it either. All right, so tonight I want to say a quick prayer and wrap up tonight's call. I want to thank those of you that were able to hang for these many hours for tonight's training. I appreciate you for being here. So I want you guys to agree with me in prayer, so let's do that, all right? Father God, I just want to thank you for this day. I want to thank you for watching over us during the night and allowing us to see this brand new day. And Father, I want to thank you for the lives and the hearts that will be touched by the print money formula, because we are opening a door that has been shut for many, many years for some people. Some people didn't even know the door existed. And for those that have already decided to not only open the door but step through it, we call upon prosperity and peace and provision into their households. And for the fears that might be resident in the hearts and minds of the people who are thinking about making a step in this direction, Lord, we ask that you show them the attack that this is and that it's a lie, and that they can overcome that fear and walk in victory. And so we ask that you bring this blessing to the households of the people who decide to take action on not only the print money formula, but on the inner circle training that we have here. Whatever provision needs to be made for them to participate, for those that would like to, show them how to gain access to it, Father, so that they can gain access to this next level of blessing that you have planned for myself and them as well. And so we thank you for all of the people who have received a reality check, and we thank you for all of those who have yet for one to come, because we know we'll see those in the group, and it will only serve to encourage those who have yet to step up. So continue to bless the house of encouragement that is our Facebook group. Continue to bless the efforts of all of those that go out each day believing that you're going to provide for them, believing that you are already providing for them, but help them to already see that the provision is in the house, and we will pour it out, Father God, in your glory. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
All right, well, go forth in victory, everybody. This call is a wrap. We will see you on the next one. Hey, let everybody know what you got out of today's call. Remember, I'm going to do a video to the presentation will be up tomorrow early, so don't forget about that. And then you'll be able to launch off and start promoting the affiliate program. So who's going to get that $500? Who's going to get top prize? I love it. I love it. I love it. Let's get it. Be blessed. This hangout is a wrap. So blessed to have you guys on the team. Let's keep it rocking. All right. I'm hanging up now. Good night.
Night.